Drakengard. Continuation just for you. Oh, there we go. And we are live! Hi, everybody! Ray, good to see you. Glad to have you. Reminder, no spoilers. If spoilers would mean anything from Endwalker, any major reveal. Up to the point where we are. If you wouldn't have wanted to spoil for you, don't spoil for others. I'm sure everyone knows by now that we are on Crystal Curl. However, if you don't, we're on Crystal Curl. Look at all you lovely folks. Bean! Lolly ho! And also, everyone, send your well wishes to V. She's right now resting, feeling under the weather. Infinite! Lolly, I can't believe he's already finishing NieR Raids. Oh! Exactly, Infinite. Good to see, glad to have you. We're making good time. Blinkstar! Good to see, glad to have you. Click that like button. Indeed. Raven! Good to see, glad to have you. Tracy! Good to see, glad to have you. Emera! Good to see, glad to have you. Deathberry! Good to see, glad to have you. I am having... You know what? I'm having a bit of a rough day, but frankly, everything in general is going well. So I hope you all are having a good day as well. And you know what? I can tell you, it's a lot more fun when I get on and I have a bunch of you guys to talk to. I'll tell you what, it's been very, a little bit of solo energy today, but it's definitely revitalizing. Lady, good to see you, glad to have you. Meowza, good to see you, glad to have you. Alara, good to see you, glad to have you. Yukio, good to see you, glad to have you. Since the YouTuber, contractually obligated to like and share and keep looking to yourself. Is that saying be a cat? Make sure to ask permission before, make sure to ask your parents' permission before licking and liking. Let me send you a friend request. I'm sorry you're having a rough day. I hope it gets better. It will, Deathberry. It's one of those, for me, I'm used to having, you know, chronic depression where, you know, it ebbs and flows, right? It's just one of the lower points. And again, you know, being able to bounce off your guys' energy is definitely an uplifter. Kathra, good to see, glad to have you. I think I said that. Yeah. Raven. Yeah, it will. It'll pass. It just sometimes takes a bit of time. Mango, good to see, glad to have you. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll start getting Paladin started. So we're gonna do some Paladin quests, probably even get to 50. Then we're gonna I'm gonna come back and we'll start doing NieR. If you'd like to join, come over to the Crystal Tree, the tree in Crystarium. It's in the Trivium on Crystal Curl, and Ray is gonna get the party set up. And we will have at least one party. If we have enough for a second party, Ray will tank for that. We've got probably about 30 minutes usually is the setup time before we go straight into content. So in the meantime, let us go back to Thanalin. Actually, I didn't wave in game, so I'm just gonna wave here. Smile and wave, boys. Sending you mental spoons, friend. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I do. Just one of those weeks it happens. It's also, look, it's also, you know, right now I'm not on top of like all of my balls as much. I'm getting stuff done, but I always want to be getting more done. And beyond that, you know, all that we do for the channel is 14, and right now it's kind of a lower key time for 14, both like literally in content coming out, but also a lot of people taking breaks. On top of that, you have, you know, a lot of people a little bit more frustrated. When with certain, you know, there's been a lot more like people need to fill the space with something lately. But if you guys haven't done the Hatching Tide events, you definitely should, because the costume is fire and it's actually a lot of fun. But more than that too, it's if you haven't, you definitely should do the Scholar quest line, because it will touch on, it will give you an extra dialogue option if you have done it. We're recommend doing Hatching Tide. Yeah, after this we can be better for unloading after a hard day, but some fun event. Yeah. And the joys of the highs and lows. Yep, exactly. You just gotta ride that wave. I'll be sending over cookies, Elliot. They may be stale, but cookies. Just yeet them into the sky as hard as you can. Welcome, friend. I have important news for you. In my search for the traitor, I have been looking through old records and discovered something chilling. Around the time that the traitor Solzagil was named captain, several famed soldiers of the Sultan Sworn met with an untimely death, but strangely our records do not say how they died. Curious, I begged the favor of an old friend and received permission to inspect medical records kept by Frondale's Phronostry. I discovered that the soldier died in various ways, some in combat, some sudden at night, in the barracks, but in nearly every case, there were signs that poison had played a role in the demise. Yes, poison, carefully, invisibly administered. The more I read, the more I saw the dark hand of death's embrace at work. assassins in the pay and service of monetarists, a society so secretive that few believe it truly exists. But no matter how skilled and devious the assassins, they should not have been able to kill so many of the Sultan's sworn elite without being discovered. Not that is without help from within our own ranks. So I asked myself, who had the most to gain from their deaths? One by one, the former captains, his trusted aides, and the most capable of the Sultan's sword, who might become future commanders. All of them slain by an invisible hand. And with their deaths, the way was open for Solskjaer to become the Sultan's Sworn's youngest captain in a century. I'd like to point out, going into Heaven's Word, there's already, like, mystery and intrigue and, like, secret societies and all that. It's, like, even at the beginning of the Paladin questline, straight off the bat, is kind of part and parcel to the tone, right? Even if you don't like it, if you don't think it's necessary for, like, the Paladin storyline, like, it is present even in the ARR one. By the way, how's audio? Nice, Yukio. Keep on at it. Just another crystalline conflict or two. What if, hypothetically speaking, one of us had some chaotic dumb energy? Would you still want to bounce off of that, asking for a friend? Well, if it was the only energy, maybe it could be a little draining. But when it's mixed in with the regular discourse now and then, it is definitely a high octane boost. You know, you don't want only firecrackers, but you do want the firecracker in there all then. Oh, okay, thanks guys. Sultan Sworn's youngest captain in a century. The monetarists were plotting to kill the best and bravest of the Sultan Sworn, to purge its ranks of the greatest and enervate it, so that it could no longer carry out its duty to serve as sword and shield to the Sultanate. Which begs the question, how did Solskjaer remain captain for 30 long years? How did he avoid Poisoner's kiss when men better than him had succumbed? There can only be one explanation. He was the monetarist Catspaw, the turncloak in our midst. Needless to say, I am more determined to track him down than ever before. While I continue my investigation, I have a trial for you. I want you to seek the gallant armor, the legendary raiments worn by the generations of the finest soldiers of the Sultan Sworn. In accordance with the Sultan's tradition, the set that would be yours has been scattered across southern Danlin. Each piece has been locked within a coffer, which will be guarded by 2 men. You must best the Sultan Sworn themselves if you are to claim their armor. Okay, as far as collecting the remnants of old armor go for the AR quest, works well enough for me. Oh, that's MSQ. My brain became jelly after doing 11 to 24 in PvP. Yep. Yeah, it's going hard on PvP will do that to you. Honestly, that's why I do Frontlines, because one, it's low-key enough that I could do something like research or watch YouTube and stuff while I work on it. And still play, like I don't AFK or anything. But then also I can work on the frontline mounts, because there's a bunch of frontline mounts you get for victories and participating and yada yada. Men in shimmering white armor beckon to you. I wouldn't call that shimmering white armor. It's really more just like mail with... I suppose it's, you know, the cloth. How are you guys all doing? And you guys also catch that Final Fantasy 16 stream from PAX? Because that... Look, I was already excited, but this just kind of has concreted more and more of what I've been excited about. Like the action, the action combat, but also the, I don't know, style of game, the completable but long with a lot of fun side stuff, you know, all that jazz. I only now just realized that every ARR job does the scattered armor pieces. Oh yeah, lady? Yeah. As far as I know, all of them. Bard does. Paladin does. Dragoon does. Monk does. Yeah, there's none that don't, right? I guess, does Ninja? Forget if Ninja does. But I mean, that doesn't really count. That's not, you know, that was like 2.x. Oh, joining in on the Brotherhood of Ash. I have an upper respiratory infection, so I have to talk like 6 different medications for that. That sucks, but also explains the coughing, you know? At least you know. I guess I'm a softie PvP. I keep thinking about the person behind the tune. I'm beating on and knowing that they love their character as much as I love mine. I just can't bring myself to hurt them. You know, I feel like in a world where like there was open world PvP and that kind of griefing, I feel the same. To me, I'm okay with it when it's like, it's a challenge between two people who agree to the rules of something, right? The same way that like sports, right? You can get injured in sports. So like I see it as different. I swear, all these here look the exact same. Oh, there's another one. I was about to say. Where is he? Ah. One of the things I find interesting, in Japanese, the name for Paladin is Knight. Which, I mean, like, because, look, Japanese is not English, right? So Knight seems just very general in English, whereas it can be more evocative in JP, but I'm glad it's Paladin in English because Paladin is just such more of an evocative term. To me, anyways. All the OG Ninja does? Yeah, Ninja does! Oh, interesting. Okay. Man, it's been so long since I've done the Ninja quests. I love the fact that UCP had a Torgal plushie, yeah, and that the panel was literally called Yes, You Can Pet Torgal. Weirdest part, you still don't get the chest armor until you get to level 50. I feel like it makes sense though, right? Like that's the final piece, you know, it comes all together. I think it's supposed to be like, I feel like a moment when you get your job armor, like, complete. But it does look funny and weird to have, like, it all equipped and then it's just, and then you just, like, the main, like, centerpiece is all missing. Good, the armor is yours. You have learned your lesson well and honed your skills. And now you're ready to face Eorzean, the traitor. Yes, the time has come. I've discovered his hiding place and made contact through emissaries. We are negotiating the return of Oathkeeper. Secrecy is crucial, as is preparation. We will leave only when you are ready. I will go ahead and I will equip, even though it's not this, just to... Well, it looks like we're going with that look. Oh, and we're gonna get cover. The recovery of Oathkeeper will be the first step in restoring the honor of the Sultan Sworn. I've told Eorzean that if he returns the sword, he will give him a fair trial. Otherwise, he shall be captured and thrown in at the feet of the Sultana for a judgment. The parley is to take place south of Forgotten Springs in the Sigoli Desert. Give me your map and I'll mark the location. I know where that is. Thanks to the M tribe, or U tribe. While I believe he is acting alone, he'll be prepared. We must be prepared for anything. We may be certain that the Monetarists will not take kindly to his surrender. In fact, I believe that should the Monetarists discover Eorzean is willing to parley, that they will surely try to intervene. Therefore, we must not speak of what we do, not to anyone. We should travel separately so as not to attract attention. We shall meet again at the parley. Parley in the Sigoli. Ninja armor gets stolen. Right, so getting it back. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Meows. I only leveled Ninja, it is scattered, Paladin, Black Mage, and I only just got to that part. I only leveled Ninja, it is scattered. Paladin, Black Mage, I only just got the part. Oh, okay. I have lore question. Always have more. Please give me lore questions. I cannot. I mean, look, we did the stream of the Final Fantasy XIV panel, and we ended up going double the length of the panel, just me talking about lore stuff. So if that doesn't tell you how much I would love to talk about it, I don't know what will. PvP are literally gauntlets of military games. Yeah, there's even the map that looks like Spot Arena. Yeah, Sport Arena. Yep. They are. It is simultaneously a way to balance the control of Cartano and also to like let off some jet between the grand companies. Let off some steam between the grand companies. So, a knight is someone that's been knighted by the monarch. Yeah. That's why I'm not joining NieR. Might be skipping maps tonight. Coughing fits might get in the way. Yeah, no worries, Raven. Also, you know, like it's okay. You can also just mute yourself and Jill join in. Yeah, we love lore questions. If you think about PvP, it's just a giant mutually agreed upon brawl between 10 to 74 people. No one really dies. They just wake back up the entrance, whichever team you're on. Yeah. What's wrong with AR Paladin gear, Dukio? If you enjoy the stream and aren't a member of our Discord, why not come join us? Thank you, me. Oblivion! Good to see, glad to have you. I had the map in the bags for so long, yet stuff keeps coming up and stopping me from joining. Aw. Raven, you know, like, you can always join even if you can't talk. You know, Amara, like for context, when we first started these streams, it was rooted in being more of a lore replay, which it still kind of is, really. But so you dare to come. You are a brazen one, I'll grant you that. But did you really think I wouldn't find out? Come, confess. My allies within the Sultan's Sworn have told me the truth. I know you are working in league with the traitor and the monitorists. Confess! With your dying breath, you will tell me where I can find Oathkeeper and the traitor who stole it. Do you dare accuse my own Sultan Sworn of lying? We are comrades in arms, every one of us, bound in brotherhood by our oath. I would trust them with my life. What is your word when set against theirs? We know the meaning of honor. I mean, did I not take the oath? Did also, like, you know, Solxagil take that oath and in his mind betray it? You are a naive fool. I suspected you from the beginning, ever since you showed me the soul of the Paladin and that the traitor Solxagil gave you. You were, no matter how briefly, a Paladin, and as such you are bound by a code of honor that is as unforgiving as it is noble. Traitor! I sentence you to death and decree that your body shall lie here and feed the crows. Or, and hear me out, what if all the people who were reputable were being weeded out? Almost like there had been a history of that in Ul'dah. Save whatever dignity you have left and accept your fate. How dare you use our arts against us? What, did you not expect? Okay, gentlemen. Confess, damn you! Confess! Black Flame! Good to see you, glad to have you. Yeah, because he's, well, yes, Amara, but the short version is because you've only ever met him as a primal. And you met Bahamut the Primal, not Bahamut the Great Worm. So he looks different because he's not literally Bahamut. You cannot do this. I'm the greater swordsman. You're superior in every way. Booyah, cover baby. You were blinded, gentlemen, by your own convictions. Gentlemen, remember your own lesson. A paladin does not exist to defend his position or the honor of his fellow Sultan Sworn. Those men were assassins in service to the monitorists. The moment you outlived your usefulness, you were to be killed. You and this free paladin of yours. Liar! You are their agent! You betrayed us for them! You were always naive, gentlemen. Too willing to trust your fellow man. It's one of your virtues, but you have a deplorable habit of turning your virtues into vices. Think. The information you uncovered. How did you come by it? Did it fall into your lap as if, oh, I don't know, someone was feeding it to you for their own purposes? You and the paladins under your command are the monetarist lapdogs. Gentlemen, you've been led on a merry dance and followed their lead at every step. Then you were never a traitor. You were innocent? I have wronged you. But it's not stupidity. It's earnest naivety and believing in his fellows, right? It's like, he's not just stupid. It's not like he's just being stupid. He's trusting in something that he has put his entire life and faith in. Like, that's part of the role, right? Like, Solxagil said it perfectly, right? It's a virtue, but it becomes a vice because of the blindness with which he follows it. I mean, the monitorists are the syndicate, so whatever is making them money, Yukio. Easy now. Your wounds aren't mortal, but you still need to rest. I'll take care of the captain. He's had worse, and we'll have him back on his feet soon enough. You've become a fine warrior and learned all there is to know about the way of the paladin. I think perhaps that you are not aware just how much you've grown. Well, 'tis time you were made aware, Paladin. When the captain recovered, keep an eye on him for me, will you? He needs someone like you to watch his back. Isn't that? I mean, the pauldrons are big, but I don't feel like the AR gear is that bulky. Yeah, crimes against humanity, probably. I will say I'm really looking forward to 7.0 graphic revamp. Yeah, poor XR got dirty with his cloak textures. Well, yeah, or like there's plenty of like close-up texture resolutions that are not great. Hiens are a great example. There's definitely a lot of textures that look crunchy up close for sure. Yeah, but I mean, like Raven, if you are gonna have fun time and you get killed once or twice by the boss, it's not a big problem, right? Like focus on that, like especially in Alliance. Look, we're not doing a Savage, right? You don't need to like say like you can just say you can just come or not come and it's fine. To be fair, we do look sus having a soul stone given to us by I believe Trader, and we show surprising aptitude for being a paladin, like we were pre-trained and set to join. Yeah. Personally, I'd love the Heavensward Paladin story onward and love the 80s quest for Paladin as well. Oh, Blinkster. Oh, okay, it's Bling. I was about to say, really? Who is this? I'm going to ask their opinion on something, but it's Bling just trolling me. I mean, to be fair, actually, I don't. I like those. I like them to greater illustrate. I think they're just weaker than a lot of others. Greetings and salutations. Canes, good to see you, glad to have you. I just finished the world quest for Shadowbringers. Nice. And the 2 quests you got for completing all world quests, giving the satisfaction I felt lacking. Good. From the individual quest. Yeah. It culminates real strongly. Oh, you love the Paladin story, Bling? Oh, okay, cool. You should definitely. I'd love to hear your explanation for it, because like I tend to think of it as one of the weaker ones, especially because it's such a gladiator story. Do you like it as a story, and don't mind that it's not super Paladin oriented for the 70 and 80, or? Yeah, I'll be curious. Paladin, I have done you a great wrong. I allowed myself to be hoodwinked and accused you of treason, and even turned my sword against you. I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me. As for me. Yes, I am recovered from my wounds, at least those that will heal, but far more important than that, Solxagil is instant after all. He was never a traitor, and the dream that I followed in my youth was not a lie. I remain captain of the elite, although a poor substitute for my predecessor. I am now working on a plan to strike back at the Monitarists and restore the Sultan Sworn to its former strength. No, do not be afraid for me. We've unmasked the foe, and he cannot hide behind his deceptions anymore. The assassins won't find it easy to reach me. For now, I will bide my time, marshal my strength. When the time is ripe, strike hard at our enemies. Like, if the entire story had just been about the war between the Paladins and the Monitarists, I feel like that alone would have been enough, But I mean, like, as a free Paladin, how much are you rooted in that? But Chris, good to see you, glad to have you. So we'll be doing all the role quests for the MSQ run? Probably. Canes, I've been trying to figure out what the best way to go about doing it is, though. Like, timing-wise. Welcome, Paladin. I had hoped to see you before I left. You remained a true friend even after the wrongs I did to you, and I owe you my trust, so I tell you everything I have learned. After our encounter in the hills, I spent some time in the care of Solxagil, recovering from my wounds. As I convalesced, he gave me the true account of what happened these last few years in his solitary war against the Monitarists. After he went into hiding, he tried to get word to me about what was happening, but I was surrounded by agents in the pay of the Monitarists who kept me isolated and ignorant. They planted the lie that Solxagil was a traitor, and tricked me into tracking him down. I was their puppet, twitching obediently at the end of the strings they pulled. Jerry? Good to see you, glad to have you. But when I discovered that Death's Embrace had been behind the demise of my brothers and sisters, they panicked, especially when they found out I had shared the information with you. They set a trap up for us, and baited it with the promise of a parley with Solxagil. Solxagil was no traitor, as I should well have known, but I am allowed myself to be deceived by the whispers of mummers and flatterers, and no, that was not the way of it. It was not their lies that made me blind, but my desire, nay, obsession to restore our honor. For the Sultan Sworn and all paladins who have bent the knee to a higher cause, honor is a means to an end, not the end itself. I lost sight of that, and in so doing lost sight of my true duty. Solxagil understood what was happening, and that is why he gave you the soul of the paladin. It was a remonstration, a message. Look how adventurers live, he was telling me. Where does their honor, their authority come from? I owe my position to the machinations of the Monitarists. They calculated that a young captain, eager to prove his loyalty, bound by unquestioning fealty, would be all the easier to control. And they were right. I am a sham and a fake, but the world does not know that, and even the illusion of power is a power of sorts. I can use it to fight back. I will tell my subordinates that I am fleeing to Snowcloak and Kurthis. When the Monterists hear of this, they surely will. They will send assassins after me. But when they show their hand, I will stand my ground and fight back. I realize you may wish to offer your assistance, however, I cannot in good conscience put you in harm's way anymore. You too have become a target of the Cabal's assassins. The odds will be against me, that much is certain, but Solxagil has taught me much, and I am brave and vigilant. I know I can triumph. I am sorry you have been caught up in our own political struggles, but now, as a paladin, it is time you traveled your own path. Ah yes, Solxagil wishes to have a word with you as well. You will find him in central Thanalin. Allow me to mark the location on your map. Friendly reminder, if you'd like to join us for NieR, meet at the tree in the Crystarium on Crystal Curl. Ray is currently setting everything up. We're going to finish up the 50 Paladin quest, and we're making good time also for having it caught up and ready to go for Endwalker. Kind of cheated using Scholar for healing quests and Reaper for physical DPS. I don't think that's cheating. I think it's actually, if anything, I would say that's good because think of it, the role quests are really good at teaching you the basics of a job. I mean, it's in some ways problematic that it takes until 80 to do that. So, frankly, I don't know if that's cheating. I think, like, hey, if that's your intro, there are worse options. You know? I was leveling up Alchemist at the moment, which will be my final class before I finish every one of the Studium crafting quest lines. Nice. Excited to see how they all merge into the final quest. Yeah, I need to replay those because I played them all in such a whirlwind within the first week of Endwalker, which is now well over a year ago at this point. I was told originally the story wasn't good, so I boosted Paladin on Mal, thinking I wasn't missing, but to be honest, how Paladin was treated in Heavensward had gained special place for me. Nice. Any other, like, any specific reason? Like, was it the, like, shadowy conspiracy stuff? How long does NieR take? I should have 30 minutes. So, NieR itself, because we're going to be reading the story, the actual Alliance raid will be 20 minutes long, maybe. But the story to get there could be a little bit. I wouldn't say that's cheating, just resourceful. Yeah, I would agree.
Thank you for coming, Elio. We haven't much time, so I will be blunt. Genlins will die if he faces death's embrace alone. I know what I must do, and I suspect you do as well. If you are the man I believe you to be, then we shall meet again soon.
Shady, but acceptable. So wait, so Yukio, is it the 70 gear that you don't like? I mean, that is a little blocky, but I mean, like, it's fine. Yeah, the tree just escape. Sounds good, Oblivion. Yeah, no, I would say you know, use anything you can. I mean, the other thing is like, if you're able to complete the role quest, those role quests require you fundamentally understand the job at least a little bit to, like, finish. Otherwise, you will, like, fail, you know? So, if you did that, you're competent enough. Okay, so you don't like the 50. Well, what? Okay, sorry, I thought the 50 to 60 is what you said you were okay with. Okay. But, like, other than the pauldrons, it's not really blocky, you know? And even the pauldrons are kind of like that classic, like, Paladin. Like, they're one of the, like, the few times that the tank stuff actually gets, like... Man, dude, trust me, I get also, like, it not being for you, but I'm just surprised by the level to which when you're shouting about your eyes, you know? But, yeah, you keep saying that, but in which parts? Like, I mean, even if you just look at this, like, all these things are pretty much in line with everything else we've seen in the game thus far. Interesting that they had Void sent at their beck and call.
You as well. I told you to go to ground. This isn't your fight. First Solxagil, now you. Are you both so eager to die? So you forget that we are paladins. Wherever so our duty leads us, we go, and do so of our own free will. To abide by one's own sense of justice is to embrace the Paladin's creed. Sworn or unsworn, we are Paladins true, and the only true oath we swear is the one we swear to ourselves. Now come, let us stand shoulder to shoulder and show the blackened hearts the metal of our souls and the steel of our swords.
It is interesting that they don't. Did they not give me the? They didn't give me the chest piece till the final one.
I suspected they would send minions, but Void sent? Ha! Hardly a challenge for a trio of paladins.
Because imagine if we had all worn the paladin armor, like, going together. That would have been cool.
Surely the Monitors won't go to greater lengths than this. Those void scents were called forth by a mage who I suspect is observing us as we speak. Spread out and search for anything unusual, but tread lightly. This could very well be a trap.
Chunky. I guess, I don't know, I just see like that the profile of like plates and of like heavy and of like, you know, the classical look. Like that's what when I look at, that's what I want a tank to look like, right? I only see the blocking, the pauldrons, but that helps balance it in my mind. That makes sense, Bling. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons I like it. Yeah. I do like the ways in which it does come, like the 60 stuff comes back in the arena. I don't feel like they ever do anything quite like a random book sitting there, like hanging around like that.
What sorcery is this? Likely the work of our mage. It pulses with queer light.
Well, there's a little rainbow.
Up above, it is the mage, the grimoire. It's a trap. Oh, damn you.
Gil, Elio, are you injured?
How disappointing. I had hoped to finish this quickly. Not that I'd expect you will live much longer.
Is that it? Can you get that mask? Oh no, I feel like
his magics are not to be trifled with.
Where did that monstrosity come from?
Over there. Look, the grimoire is the source. I will hold the beast at bay. Genlands, Elio, destroy the grimoire.
Complete. Yeah, Infinite. It was just thinking the exact same thing about what's weird that they don't give the chest. I get it. It's like the final note, but still.
You've done well. You never flinched from your duty. You followed the path you knew you had to take and showed us what it means to be a paladin. And you even managed to prize the scales from Genlan's eyes while you were at it. It's been an honor to know you and to watch you grow. In any case, today's battle should blunt the Monitor's dagger, at least for a while. They'll think twice before sending assassins after the Sultan's swarm again. I trust you will see to this mess, gentlemen. Yes, sir. Captain. Please, sir, return to the capital. Take up your command again. The burden, it is too much for the likes of me. The monstrous may have stolen Oathkeeper, but the oaths are not forged in steel. They are sworn in the heart.
That is the, I feel like the most, connected line throughout all of them.
You never betray your oaths, gentlemen, and as for your leadership, well, ask this Paladin if he learned anything from you. No matter what the circumstances, once a man has left the Sultan's sworn, he cannot return. No, I followed my own path, and on it I will stay. Oop. I have followed you since the day I vowed to join the ranks of the Sultan's sworn. Has the time come for me to stop following and begin to lead?
He does the... I would have loved if he literally did the thumb thing. You know, the behind the... There we go.
Thank you for coming. Once again, you have placed me in your debt. See me in the city when you return. I will have something for you.
The lack of Archons Quest had a floating book for some reason. Yeah, that kind of makes sense with how the Arcanism books. I just, the Arcanist Quest is good. Weird how it kind of really never goes anywhere in terms of, connecting into future elements, particularly. I guess the fundamental premise and idea of Arcanism, it's also kind of weird that it's Mikote-oriented instead of, Lalafell, seeing as, South Sea Isles are the home of Arcanism. I also like it because you duelish Guardian Knights, you can see the subtle difference in styles of combat. Yeah, that's true. This track, Breaking Boundaries, is so good almost everywhere it's used. Yeah. It's a very simple, march. I don't even know if it's literally a march, but yeah. Were you doing Paradigm Quest in full, or are you partway through? We're partway through, Mango. So this is episode 2. We started doing all of them last week. Special mention goes for Dark and Sam. Oh, when it's used there, yeah. So we're going to start them now. Jose, good to see you, glad to have you.
Welcome, Paladin. These have been troubled times for Sultansworn. You have served us loyally. You did what was just. You did what was just. Followed the Paladin way and defended the weak and needy. You are truly an Oathkeeper. Honor and right were yours from the very beginning. And that is what made you strong. Strong enough to defeat me. The sword Oathkeeper has yet to be found, but I have come to realize that I do not need it. Nay, not to lead the Sultansworn, nor to restore our good name. The oaths we keep are in our hearts, not in hollowed blades. Solzagil has left to wander the nations of Eorzea. He's a man of honor, and unless I am very much mistaken, he will continue to look for the sword that is gifted by our ruler centuries ago. I shall continue to serve Ul'dah as one of the Sultansworn. We shall defend the people of Eorzea as a free paladin. Our paths diverge now, but we shall forever be bound by the oaths we keep in our hearts. But listen to me, noble warrior. Words aren't much good for an adventurer who has to face monsters and menaces out in the real world. Fortunately, I have something that will serve you rather better. This sacred armor has been kept with the Sultansworn for many generations. It was given only to the Sultansworn who had, through feats of arms and deeds of great courage, earned the privilege to wear it. But something tells me for the first time since it's left the armorer's forge, this armor should go to someone who is not of the Sultansworn. If I am allowed to myself to be a slave to tradition, the paladin who deserves it the most would never wear it. Now wouldn't that be a waste of fine plate? Just one thing. If anyone asks where you got it, you mustn't say it was me.
What a way to end. I'm sorry, I'm unable to read Hangul, but good to see you, glad to have you. Are you doing Paladin Quest again? I think you've already seen it. No, not on Elio. I read it on my original main, but this is the first time I've played it on Elio. Because we're currently leveling Paladin, and I've been leveling Paladin off stream in order to make sure that it's ready for when we get to Endwalker, because we've been doing the jobs corresponding to it. But speaking of, let us go ahead and get NieR started and head back to the Crystarium. I only did the Hydaelyn Paladin question. Is the rest as bad as people say? No. The Paladin quest is not bad. No part of the Paladin quest is bad. It's not as good as a lot of other things, but none of it's bad. I mean, it's ranges from fine to good, I think, the whole way through, with your mileage may vary as to how much you enjoy it. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna show the crystal tree real quick so people know where to meet up if they want to join us for NieR. I will be doing the last part of the quest to get into the final one. But right now, if you would like to join us for NieR, are you guys just doing that to Ray Ray? I don't even know. Okay, but this is the crystal curl tree. If you want to meet us for NieR, come here, and they are currently getting the party set up. I'm gonna go do the story stuff, and then we will be heading into the Tower of Paradigm's Breach. Should be Calusia. We're landing a plane. Okay, guys. It's a random question, but what is your canon job for your Warrior of Light? My guy is Paladin, sprinkling of Thaumaturge and Machinist. I mean, I just go with the canon. Like, for me, the canon job is whatever the canon was for that expansion, effectively. Because to me, personal canon is a really weird thing. I don't like take it too seriously because it's like the only thing that particularly matters to me is what the text is. For me, I guess if you want to argue like what my original, like on Elio, it's whatever the job was at the time. My first main, I guess the only time that's not true is I played Dark Knight in Heavensward as well instead of Dragoon. But other than that, I've always played the corresponding job to what it would have been for the canonic Warrior of Light. So like even right now, my canonic job on my main would effectively be Paladin, which is also my main right now, so works well. I always would change, I guess in my mind, much like how it changes expansion to expansion, I would change mine expansion to expansion. I think it just kind of happened collectively. I mean, that's how it goes. What's your personal favorite job to play as a player? Currently? Paladin. I mean, tanks. I mean, the generalized answer would be I love playing tank. I really, really love playing tank. I enjoy playing healer. I don't really enjoy playing DPS that much. But I love playing tank. Oh, actually, let me look up real quick. NieR quest line. Your Hot Dark Apocalypse. I actually may have just messed up because I may need to. Crime and Punishment. Oh no, I can pick it up in the excavation tunnels. Cool. Did you not get flying yet? I have not. No, I mean when I've been able to play this game off stream, the main thing I've been doing is running, getting Paladin leveled up. I don't have a lot of time. It takes time to do that shit. I think you're speaking canonically, the Warrior of Light would be a bit of an omni-class, considering how many classes he switches between the Shadowbringers and the Met. Well, the Oblivion, the one he switches between are the one for each expansion. Starts out as Archer from 1.0, switches to Warrior for 2.0, switches to Dragoon for 3.0, switches to Monk, then Samurai for 4.0, then switches to Shadowbringers at the end, to Dark Knight at the end. So, I mean, that's why, the canonic jobs for those expansions are also a callback for what's going on in Shadowbringers. I think it's fair enough to say that the Warrior of Light probably has been trained in every class, just to be able to have a fundamental assumption about their knowledge of aetherology. And I think you even could make an argument that, they have been trained and have every job stone, potentially, canonically. But the ones we can definitely speak to about, Meteor in specific would be... would definitely be the ones that we see for the banner for each job, for each expansion. And that's also why people talk about the way in which Endwalker is, touching on 4 because of going from Dark Knight to Paladin, like with Cecil. Oh, I come to think of it, none of us have ever done Give the Chance that they enjoy the carnival. It's possible everyone is still carrying on with it. I'll never know a few explosions to damper their spirits before. Still, I might go and check on them. Coming in, Og? Fine. Oh! What's all of that noise, then? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Oh, Dwarven cults! Why me? Please calm down. It's a complicated situation, and even we are not fully. We ain't here for your excuses. Just admit it. This is all your fault. You let those things in through the tunnels. They knew you, and look what I did to the place. Yeah, it's all you. We don't care about the whys and wherefores. We want to know how you plan to make amends. We'll do everything we can. We swear. I swear, but... I don't think this is going anywhere good. The village is still in danger. No one wants to hear it from me, though. Please, can you speak to Elder Glag and make him understand? And who might you be? Haven't seen your face around here before. Or have I? I misplaced my spectacles some time ago. No matter. I'm here to investigate, not converse. As the eldest elder, it falls to me to determine the truth of the rumors surrounding this disaster. The problem being, of course, that everyone here is stubborn as a diamond ingot. They all insist that they know what's true. They can be sure half of them are up to their eyeballs in ale at any given time. I need a second opinion. A sober opinion. Here, let me smell your breath. You'll do. Speak with the villagers and think well on who has the right of it. Then I'll hear what you have to say. Lolly, I knew we'd end up here someday. Ho! It's hard to know where to place the blame. I understand why you followed along with Konog's plan, but if all you had been quicker to deal with the threat... You're the collaborator. Well, don't think you can come crying to me now that it's all gone wrong. It's plain as day that Konog's not one for straightforward solutions, and his sister ain't much better with her flights of fancy. Anna could have never saved us from those things. I just know it. There ain't no way a clever girl like her wouldn't have found a way to fight him. If only the brother here of hers weren't always holding her back. You ain't from around here, but trust me, Konog's been making his problems, Anog's problems, since they were little. That's a shame too, because she's a real visionary. If she had had her way, she would have found out that what was going on back and how to put an end to it, before those machines could make a beep. You want to know what I think? We're doomed! Doomed! I didn't do it! Oh, Anog and Konog, you say? Yes, they did do it. It was them. And you? I heard you followed Konog into the machine graveyard. Heard it with my own 2 ears, I did. Everyone knows it's 2, so you'd better be prepared to pay. This is all Anog's fault, you hear? That girl's never had an ounce of prudence, and if only she were more like her brother. Konog told her to be cautious. Mark my words, and she ought to have heeded him. I can see from the look in your eye that you agree. I only hope Konog doesn't end up answering for his sister's folly. So the fools still can't agree on which way is up and which I was surprised. Let's try putting it to a vote, eh? Maybe the ones pretending to know more about the matter than they really do will think twice about making an arse of themselves so publicly. I don't know, Yukio. It doesn't sound like any specific NieR song I know, so it may be original. But it definitely is the style of NieR for sure.
Can't none of you sit your beards off for a half a moment? I'm asking you to raise your hands in an orderly fashion. This is hopeless. We're not getting anything useful from them. I'm not ruling out that one of these idiots accidentally has the right of it, but in your sober judgment, who's to blame? If you still ain't sure, you can try talking to everyone again, though I can't say I recommend it. Just make sure you don't take any detours past the ale cask until this is settled.
Who's to blame, guys?
Still passably sober, I see. Have you come to a conclusion?
That's some options. Can we blame 2P? I mean, that would probably be the it's complicated answer, right? I mean, if you ask me, it's not really Anog or Konog. I mean, like, yes, to an extent, if they hadn't followed 2P, that 2P may have not been able to get back together and then figure out all the things that 2P planned to do. But that's really on her. 2P, not so much Anog and Konog for trying to be helpful, you know? The Lala was one of the first randoms I ever added. Doomed. Doomed! Definitely not gonna go with Doomed because that's... I'm just going with, like, the truth is that it's complicated. The truth is it's complicated. Interesting. I'll take that under advisement. Everyone, I stand before you presenting my findings regarding culpability in the destruction that has befallen our village. Please wait. Please wait. It's me. This is from NieR, so maybe that prior music was too. As I've said, blaming yourself is pointless. This is my doing. It's one of them! Run! Run for your lives! Are you defending us? There's no benefit to petty arguments. Wait! She says that, but I think it was kind of her to intervene. I'm sure she wanted to check on her friend, that other android, 9S. I'm going to go and talk to her. I'll try speaking to the others, see if I can't get them to understand there's more going on here than it appears. I appreciate you stepping in, but I don't want everyone to see you as the enemy. If we go and talk to them now, we can explain. As the background music, by the way, I forgot to. I needed to readjust the desktop audio. Let me know if that's a little better. That's not necessary. I'm leaving anyway. This is not over, for us or for the machines. What are you thinking, 2P? I'm worried for Anog as well. She hasn't been herself since, well... She's not here, so she's probably drowning herself in work. Come on, we should check on her.
She's not here. What is she doing? This isn't the time to be outside alone. We need to find her. I'll go look around the village. But can you search the outskirts? Oh, Anog. I will say, I am a little sad that one of the bosses for Puppet's Bunker was not Simone. That would have been amazing. You see no sign of your despondent dwarven friend. Perhaps you wandered further afield. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Drakengard or NieR, if you didn't watch our prior stream playing through NieR, feel free to ask questions for anything that is kind of unclear. I think this is the part that really will start to be a little bit more like, what the frick is going on? See no sign of your despondent dwarven friend. Perhaps you wandered even further afield. Though you have searched all the likely places, Anog is not to be found. Oh, come on. Yeah, totally, Raven. I mean, the canonicity isn't that bad. It's literally just either choose not to worry about it, or if you do choose to worry about it, know that it's sectioned off to the side and doesn't deeply really affect the rest of the world. Though you have searched for all the likely places, Anog is not to be found. Perhaps Konog has some additional ideas. Well, that was a merry chase. People who played every Taro game have troubles explaining what the fuck is going on, though. Yeah, because it's like, well, I mean, part of that is because it's such an eclectic mess. It's like a different set of problems to Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts just retcons and introduces nonsense all over the place. Whereas with Taro, it's just such an eclectic mess that it's hard to convey the context. And also because there's a series of nested interactions that make it kind of difficult to explain. So for instance, a Siege of Destruction and what that is and why it matters is not necessarily elaborated on in Drakengard to a meaningful enough context. But also, it's more relevant to Drakengard than it is to NieR, but you also don't get to NieR without it. So, you know, that's why, like, in general, if you just excise Drakengard 2 and 3 in terms of explaining, and just worry about explaining Replicant, Automata, and a general overview of Drakengard, to simplify explaining NieR to people. Then if you want to start worrying about Yokoverse and the rest of the other stuff, then you can go into Drakengard 3 as well as the other stuff. But you really can get away with just Automata, Replicant, and Drakengard as an explanation. Anog! Is Anog isn't with you? I'm sorry, but I couldn't find her. What do I do? This is all because of us, and I don't know how to find her. Oh.
Whoa! I'm not used to being alone. It's all funny until Taro decides to go sad. To make amends. Here to say me, I appreciate it, but I'm afraid I don't have much to tell you. There's no sign of Anog, and the villagers are, well, you know how they are. Can't blame them, really. 2P used us. She said as much. But we were the ones who allowed ourselves to be manipulated. I keep thinking about what we might have done differently. I don't think it's just about angst. I think it's about melancholy. And I feel like that's kind of the main reason I like his work. Is that juxtaposition and the way in which it's treaded. So I don't know. If you don't like that, I don't know if it's in general for you. And don't forget spreading information literally everywhere. Like, for example, in some of these games, locked behind hours and hours of content. Well, yeah, but the thing is Infinite, you don't need to play... You really, 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 really don't need to play 14's Yorha Dark Apocalypse to make any sense of NieR Replicant, Drakengard. Like, it doesn't really progress NieR only in so much that it is an encapsulation of what happens after the events of ending Route E, but like it's really utterly unnecessary, frankly. I mean, it's nothing that someone couldn't encapsulate in 5 seconds. The battle between N2 and 2B and 9S continues, you know. Yep, that's how it goes, Cathra. You know, this is like my point. It's like, you could say like, oh, locking mind and stuff like that, but it's like, there's more important, like you could say this, I would feel more critical of something like the stage play that explains A2. Because that is a fundamental character beat that you want to understand for her within NieR Automata. You know, like, whereas like this is a continuation that you could absolutely live without if you liked Automata, there's no reason you need to know this story. If you want to see the continuing adventures, sure, but if like, but Automata on its own merits works, right? Remember, you can't change what you've done, but you can change what you do now. You're right. I have to fix this somehow. Or at least try. What are you lazing about here for, Konog? Where's Anog? She's still up to no good, I bet. I'll run off before we can make her own up to it. Don't be ridiculous. Anog, She's what? Go on. Explain to us where exactly Anog is. Because I'll tell you where my wife is. She's at death's door because of the injuries she suffered in the attacks. Even if she wakes, she may never make a full recovery. So if you know what's good for you, you'll get out of this village before I do, something we'll both regret. Konog seems in dire need of comfort. It's gonna be okay. We'll find her. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be wallowing. I wish I could do something to help. For that man and his wife especially. But I don't know either of them well, and I doubt anyone is willing to talk to me now. Lie, good to see, glad to have you. I'll ask around. We'll figure it out. Somehow. Really? Thank you. With a bit of luck, they'll open up to you. If there's anything I can do to make things better, anything at all. In the meantime, I'll find another way to make myself useful. It's not as if there's a shortage of rubble that needs clearing around here. In the end, that's all we really can do. Look who it is. I hope you're not up to more mischief with Anand and Konog. No, but I was wondering if I could help out. A woman with severe injuries and an angry husband. Yes, I know who you mean. I doubt there's much to be done, but I won't stop you from trying. Those two have always been inseparable. I don't think I've ever seen them not holding hands. Can't imagine how he's feeling now that she's in such a state. You're friends with the poor dears, aren't you? They're the very best of friends. Now I long for those days we drank away without a care in the world. She always loved the mead. We all did. It was a good mead. That it was. There. They talked to you, and no one got violent. Well, not in physical ways, but words can hurt. Mead. I suppose we are dwarves, so maybe it's not such a terrible idea. But as far as I know, none of our stores survived the attack. You know, we could go down the cliffside and buy some at Stilltide. Oh, if there's some available for purchase, I'd happily spend the coin. Can you show me the way? I could go myself. It's a little dangerous. No, I insist. I have accompanied you to much more dangerous places before, and I assure you I won't be a burden. And I need to do this. Then let's go together. I still have things to tidy away before I leave, so I'll meet you at the bridge in a bit. Come, milkshake. The Drakengard Mountains. So with Encyclopedia Eorzean 3 on the way, I'm going to bring back up an old subject that we've talked about. Who wants it to be for just Shadowbringers, and who wants it to be for Endwalker as well? I wanted to just be for Shadowbringers, so it can be chock full of just that good stuff, and then get a fourth, volume 4 someday for Endwalker. But that came back to mind this morning. What with that cover being shown off quite a few months ago, I can dream of a FanFest release date. There you are. Now have you show me the way. Yeah, over here to the elevator. No, the ladder. I've never used it before. This'll be an adventure. Yeah, same reasoning, yeah. Like, don't let me get it wrong. There's plenty I want to read on Endwalker, and I hope we don't have the same wait, because it's, 2018 was the last, so it'll be a full 5 years. Assuming it comes out this year, since the prior one. Whereas it was 2 in between Volume 1 and Volume 2. That makes sense. I think it should be a good idea to finish out Endwalker before it shows up in the... Well, to be fair, Volume 2 came out during 4.4? 4.3? No, it would have had to have been 4.4, I think. Because it actually ends there. And I definitely, but in theory, I do definitely agree with you that I would much rather have it, 6.x finished up before the Endwalker volume comes out. But also just, like, the amount of pages, like, if it's gonna be the same size as, like, a volume 1, but it's 2 expansions, especially those 2 expansions, like, oh man, that'd be a hefty tome. Or too light, Wouldn't it be the Norvrant Encyclopedia then? Yeah, it actually makes me wonder if it won't be called that. Encyclopedia Norvrant Volume... But it will be called Encyclopedia Norvrant Volume 3? Or will it be an Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 1? I mean, to be fair, it's called Encyclopedia Eorzea, but it talks about Othard and Ilsabard a lot of the time in Volume 2. So it may be called Volume 3 and then still be, like, the recollections of an Eorzean, or, like, you know, counting from an Eorzean about Norvran, you know? The view is different outside the village. Maybe I can find the perspective I need. It's nice for just Shadowbringers to have more info on the first, yeah. There's a lot to be said about the first, too. Both, like, literally that's already in the game and encapsulated in a book, and, like, little details we might not be aware of. Encyclopedia Aetheris to preserve the abbreviation. Yeah, but that Encyclopedia Aetheris still doesn't solve the problem of Norvrand, right? Like, if you're talking about Norvrand. Encyclopedia Hydaelyn. Yeah, I feel like, but I feel like if they were going to change that, they might as well have changed that during Volume 2, right? Like, if they were going to call it Encyclopedia Hydaelyn. Like, it would have been like Encyclopedia Eorzea, Encyclopedia Othard, Encyclopedia Norvrand, or something like that. I bet you it's going to be called just Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 3, despite the fact that it's not about Eorzea. Elio's maiden call when EE4 comes out. I will be excited, especially if that cover is white. Because, like, original one was brown, second one was red-ish. Third one looks like it's going to be black. If the final one's, if Volume 4 is white, that'd be exciting. Want to see Scantily Clad Archivists? Well, we don't have those yet, but sign up for Patreon. Get your name in the banner above my head, as well as at the end of videos. It goes a long way to supporting us and making this whole thing a lot more sustainable. I mean, and it's really helpful to not have to worry about money. Also, there is no content as of yet that we're holding behind that barrier, but I do know that me and NieR were thinking about... What was it we were thinking about putting up? About something really stupid. But I don't know. Maybe we'll just post that for everyone at some point. It's massive. How in the world did you get this moving? With a great deal of help. Huh? Well, go on. Tell me all about it. Well, you see, once upon a time, I had no idea if that happened in Yulmar. On the Talos! Marvelous. I wish I had your ability to bring out the best in people. Maybe then Comra wouldn't be... Well, Comra. Never mind. I thank you for your enlightening tale. And now, we descend. The fact that also the Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 3 is black makes me think it's very much, like, specifically towards Shadowbringers. Far be it from me to complain after having insisted upon accompanying you, but are we there yet? Well, close enough. A little more of a ways walk. Eastward it is, then. I'm actually curious, where did the 5.5... This is Shake and Resolve, right? Oh no, sorry, that's Shake and Resolve is the MSQ quest. This is To Make Amends. To Make Amends was 5.4. Okay. Oh, interesting. Wait, To Make Amends. Oh, because right, they came out with parts in between the patches as well. So this is the last part of the 5.4. Oh, right. That's super interesting that they did that. It's super interesting that they haven't done that for Mists of the Realm. Deep breaths, Konog. Just act natural. Confident you can do this. Yeah! Encyclopedia. That just seems recursive. Elio, good to see you. Who's your friend here? He seems eager. Lally ho! I would like some mead, please, ma'am. Well, I can't say no to one who asks so nicely, and any friend of Elio's is welcome here. I'll bring out our finest. Did you see it? I did it! Ah, it feels so good to be working towards a goal again. Indeed you did.
And here we are. Thank you, ma'am. I think this should be sufficient payment. Let's hurry back. As exhilarating as this adventure's been, I want to make a gift of the mead right away. God, he's so tiny. Sometimes you really like... Sometimes I don't notice like how small Olafel are. Would you like to come with me when I deliver the meat, I mean? Well, someone has to look out for you. I appreciate it. I admit that I'm a bit nervous, but this is my chance to help, if only in a small way, so I have to take it. Is there a drinking age, or is it like medieval time where they're like, drinks for all ages? I feel like there probably is somewhere that has a more explicit answer, but I wouldn't think that it would be particularly strict. I don't know of any example of kids specifically drinking alcoholic drinks. Here, you know what? Let me check something. Drinking age. Drinking. Flying shark. Thinking about drinking themselves into a stupor. There's not really anything I'm finding looking through the text about drinking age whatsoever, but there may be something. If there is, I would imagine it would probably be relatively young. And also, it depends on, like, places, right? Like, Charlene, you're technically an adult at 16. Like, so that's, like, their coming of age. So I would assume that Alfino and Alistair would be able to, most places, for instance. Just, like, as to set some kind of metric. Though their own laws may depend. Excuse us. We wanted to offer our best wishes, and my sincere apology as well. I know it doesn't come close to making up for what you've been through, but I brought you this. I thought maybe you could share it later. Go away. We don't want anything from you. Oh. All I want is for you to sort off so that me and my wife never have to see you again. I'm sorry. Konag sounded to be in considerable distress. You had best follow him, lest he come to harm. Buddy. Just trying to do the right thing. Bottle of mead that Konag had so earnestly wished would cheer the unfortunate couple now lies forlorn. Lolly, we've got another situation in our beard's hole! Konag just ran right past me towards the crater. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not have him there by himself. Especially not when he's so upset. Could hear the sobs from yalms away. Well, that's all about it. What's that all about? The villagers still blame him for all of it, and he was trying to make amends. It's a tragic state of affairs all around. The man you met, his wife was with child before her injury. Can't blame him for lashing out given the circumstance. But that doesn't mean Konag deserves to take the brunt of it all. I'd consider it a personal favor if you'd find him and tell him so. Another personal favor, at any rate. He's not the most athletic dwarf I've ever met, so with any luck, he won't have gotten far while we've been talking. I'll go and have a word with certain folks in the village, see if we can't repair some of the damage that's been done.
Isn't that reference to Raven though? Like when Ian's talking about, I think he's like 11 or younger in that reference. And like also like the difference between like culturally also drinking around the table with fellow men too in like Dolmen society might be of a different. Oh, interesting. You went into the puppet's entrance. To the puppet's bunker. That is really beautiful. You find no sign of the dwarf you seek, a state of affairs that you are becoming all too familiar with. I am kind of sad they don't give you a final... as far as I know, you can't explore paradigms like this. Which seems such a shame. I mean, frankly, it's such a shame that they don't just allow you to explore all Alliance raids after the fact with ease. The fact that they did this one and not the final one, and the fact that they did these two at all, makes me wonder if there's some reason. Maybe a good question to ask Yoshi P someday is like, hey, could we get the instanced, if not explore mode, at least instanced in the same way for these dungeons as we did for, these dungeons for other ones. When the kid is older to share the drink. Oh, yes, in the role quest, Raven. Yep, you're right. You're 100% right. We'll have to. No, you're 100% right. I know the exact role quest you're talking about. You can't explore tower like this. I swear to God, I tried to find an entrance yesterday and I couldn't. Like I know you can explore it after you win. Don't forget to collect lore. I haven't seen any notes yet. Have there been? Oh, there are. Let's go back. We'll go back and collect them. Thank you, Infinite. Your high report 1. Survey of local terrain continues. Ecosystem in this area appears to have adapted to extended drought. Dry climate conditions must have been present for some time. Investigation of Murky Spring did reveal aquatic life, though of an unusual sort. I encountered a strangely evolved machine lifeform in Expedition territory. Not only were its constituent parts made markedly distinct, it overall bore a greater resemblance to humanity than its brethren. It is possible that the machine lifeform can evolve in response to their circumstances. If so, we must immediately revise our combat strategy to include appropriate precautions when engaging, and we will need to probe deeper. There's still far too much about the machines that we do not know. Good job recreating. Survey of local terrain continued. Oh no, that's... Suffering is born of something. Sadness is born of something. Joy is born of something. Yet I, who was born to give birth, have never known suffering, nor sadness, nor joy. For what is a soul? A true soul, not a synthetic one. From what is a soul? A true soul, not a synthetic one. Really born. Can't imagine how much time I spent getting particularly one in Yorha command room because there's no direct way back if you hop into the hold. The alien ship only respawn in the beginning. I'm assuming you mean this one that I just found? Maybe the act of giving birth is in some way special. Maybe it is not the same as when we build more of ourselves. Do we have the capacity to give birth to anything? If we did, would it change something for us? Or is there like another one? Ah, hey. Life in the factory is boring. Not just for me. I see more and more of the other machines skipping shifts. We spend the time watching the combat training, though it is not our job. Is this what humanity refers to as fun? Oh, I see. Well, also this. Oh no, that returns to the Crystarium. Holy moly. Okay. Oh, I see. There's one over there. Okay, cool. We've got a couple to go back to. That's fine. We'll make sure to grab them all. I want to make sure that there isn't any back here. There is one back here. Oh man, there's tons in here. Self-consciousness data for Yorha Unit 21-0 was discovered on a bunker server. The operator presumably uploaded as an emergency backup due to imminent danger. With this data, it may be possible to simulate 21-0's consciousness to take control of defense systems and peripherals. This file will be shared with all currently deployed units. Those fuckers. They used her backup. Just a fucking... They used herself and her backup just as to control their goddamn weapons. For those of you who didn't play NieR, 21-0 is one of the operators who was basically in charge of helping people like 9S with information. She was very curious and about the world and very, I don't know, cheery. They turned her into a goddamn weapon. That's weird, I just grabbed it, I swear, but it didn't, nothing popped up. Yorha units are produced in a variety of models. Each model is distinguished by an alphabetical abbreviation indicating its area of specialization, such as B for combat-optimized battle models, or S for analytical scanner models operating as strategists, or A for assassin, or O for operations. Purpose of the bunker. The bunker was designed as a base for exclusive use by the Yorha forces. As such, it serves as an organization's maintenance facility, as well as a site for the research and development of anti-machine lifeform weaponry. I mean, to be fair, I feel like these notes, even if you don't understand the whole context of everything, where they're from, what's going on, what's up with some of these characters, these notes do actually give you a relatively, not great, but decent enough overview of the purpose and function of some of these locales. Like, for instance, what the letters stand for, what the purpose of the bunker is, just generally. I think it's more free. I should have wondered what route the NieR raids are supposed. What route the NieR is supposed to after. Well, I mean, presumably either E or, I mean, depends on if the I mean, the way I would look is probably E, though it also, because the bunker comes with it, you could argue it may just be a completely separate route altogether, but because 2B is a part of it, I would definitely say E. I think and pretty emphatically. It would have to be E or an alternate E ending. There may actually, I think there may even be like a textual answer to this from Yoko Taro, or there's like a light novel or something that it's a continuation of. Someone may know better than I do. For me, I love Replicant, I love Automata, and I love Drakengard, but the more I engage with the supplemental material, the less I love. They actually tend to, you know, hinder rather than help, so I tend to not try to learn everything. Kind of the more you explain issue. I would imagine places like Limbs and Ul'dah have little to no restrictions on drinking age, but places like Redania, Dominishgar probably share Charlene and have more restrictions depending on your status. Yeah, I could imagine something like that. I think it's more free society and less about prohibited on a territory entirely, and more on each separate bar, tavern, inn. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I think it would just probably be whatever the social norms were. Yeah, there's machine life form data. I also love that these chests are where, if I'm not mistaken, at least a couple of them are where the same place chests are in the actual bunker in the game. Life in a factory is boring, not just for me. I see more and more of other machines skipping shifts. We spend the time watching combat training, though it's not our job. Is this what humanity refers to as fun? Those of us who have learned to have fun are trying more and more things. Some are even learning to reconstruct their own bodies. Strange. Recently, I've been enjoying fishing, discarding data from enjoying fishing discarded data from computers. I found an interesting file when I was fishing for data the other day. It described the reproductive act. Our bodies do not require these functions. What does humanity gain from them? Maybe the act of giving birth is in some way special. Maybe it is not the same as when we build more of ourselves. Do we have the capacity to give birth to anything? If we did, would it change something for us? I feel it's really interesting that, like, Yoko Taro's... Oh, wait, I saw the blue mark up there. Oh, was the continuation mark up there as well? That's fine. We'll do the lore quick. But, like, I feel like it's interesting because Yoko Taro simultaneously straddles this line between, like, high school philosophy, but also because it's earnestly asking those questions and engaging with them in a way that, like, it's not so much that it's unique, but one that some people might find the first time, but also integrating it into a game and integrating it into your actions, like, in a medium that is interactive, I think adds value to it. So while I think someone could, you know, uncharitably be like, congratulations, it's a high school philosophy class, it characterizing them and making game of them, I think definitely adds a value. 2 universes I fear. 1, the Yoko Taro universe, 2, the Warhammer 40k universe. I mean, anything that's dark enough can be. Save message history. Their Yorha units are produced in a variety of models. Oh, wait, no. Regarding the laundering of standard issue attire, all clothing issued by Yorha must be turned in for washing on appropriate days. As detailed below, late laundry will not be accepted. Combat attire, upon return from deployment, accepted through the following morning. Civilian attire, every Sunday. Leaving one clothes on the floor will result in a reprimand. Of course, the friggin' final thing is... They really should just let you teleport between these. I don't know why they don't. Chill tunes for a chill Monday. So to go over a little bit of stuff because it's going to start mattering. The way Drakengard ends in ending E. Drakengard is a dark fantasy game basically, and it has multiple endings. And one of its final endings leads. It basically causes what becomes the NieR universe, the NieR storyline. Part of one of the endings is there's an object called a Seed of Destruction in Drakengard. And that Seed of Destruction, basically one of the main character's dead body is put into that object, and when it comes out, it's a monster. So it is not clearly explained particularly what exactly its function is, but it is not good news. That's for sure. Beyond that, in NieR, the machine consciousness at one point becomes tired of doing the same old shit. There are basically two forces. There are the androids and the machine. The androids are ostensibly, from their perspective, working to clear out the machines and bring peace to the planet so that mankind can return from Earth. The machine life forms were created by aliens that no one has heard from in the past couple hundred years. You find out the fate of those aliens in the game at a certain point. The like little robot guys you've been fighting, like when we did the first Alliance raid, the like little bulbous head robot guys, those are examples of machine life forms, and beings like 2B are examples of the androids. You've still to see so much as a wisp of beard disappearing around the corner. Konog must be further down. Those two groups are fighting endlessly. The machines are effectively not even really gestalt, they're just a hive mind, but that can pull themselves off the system, and if they are disconnected from the system, they can basically start to gain individuality. Kind of like the Geth in Mass Effect, if you ever played that. As events go on, let's just say that the machine hive mind eventually kind of gets done with this shit in... I don't know how to talk about it without basically just spoiling the back half of NieR. But there is an entity called N2, and she's a little red girl, basically, that is ultimately the greater foe and the greater problem, and one attempt to solve the fundamental issue at the heart of the directives for both the machines and in some ways the androids. I'm mentioning all this because it becomes very important later. One of the other pieces of information is eventually there is a tower that rises from the ground, and that tower, its aesthetic and what it represents is very much basically the Tower of Paradigm's Breach, almost 1-to-1. And that is a seed of destruction. Anog. Anog, look over here. Don't run off, Konog. It's dangerous. Let your big sister take the lead. Oh, they're hopeless. Whoa! Wicked White! Konog, move! Seeds of destruction are seed beds of creation, basically. Oh. Oh. Anog! Anog, are you down there? I'm coming! Anog, answer me! Good to see, glad to have you. No. What? Anog! Are you behind this thing? Anog, please say something! What? Oh? You. Anog! I see you, isn't it? What the hell are you doing? Are you okay? Cool. Nog. Did she... What happened to Anog? Konog, I think what came from the egg wasn't... her. How do you know? How do you even know about back when she... Never mind, it doesn't matter. Anog is what matters. Anog, she... It's okay. I know you're worried, but you can't stay here. Fine. So the Seeds of Destruction are effectively creation engines. It created... Anog died, and it potentially absorbed her. And when it reacted to Konog and created a new Anog, and then she basically scanned his memories and made itself more like Anog. And then it seems like Anog returned to it. Sorry, I'm fine. Everything's fine. So if that has ever been confusing to you, it's not that it's not confusing, but it's once you understand kind of what the Seeds of Destruction are, it Tell me you found him. Well. What's the matter? I'm afraid something has happened to Anog. She fell from a cliff, you say? And then when she reappeared from this orb, there wasn't a scratch on her. I admit that sounds bad, but I found these two in these very tunnels myself, years ago. They were a pair of troublemakers since the start, and they've always been a little strange, to be sure. They have good hearts, though, both of them. Anog's too headstrong to let the little tumble keep her down, and I'm certain she'll be back with us before you know it. As for the orb, I haven't the slightest idea, so don't you go prodding it, and keep it quiet for now. We may not be able to keep Konog from dashing off again later, but we can preserve the peace for now. And yes, he is having a very bad day, lady. Lolly, I may have been too optimistic, Elio. The fact that the villagers are still nursing a grudge doesn't surprise me. Not that I haven't tried to make them think better of it. But why hasn't Anog come back and given them what for yet? I ain't like her to fret over what people think. And there's Konog. I was worried he'd go chasing after her again, which is why I'm even more worried that he's been shut up in the tunnels this whole time. Chief! We need to clear the rubble so we can start digging again, but the others won't stop bickering about whose job it is, not even when I threatened to boot him clear into the sea. I'll be right there. 2 boots are better than 1, as they say. Looks like I have other business to take care of. Not that I was having much luck here. Can you check on Konog and my step? What with Anog gone and the villagers treating him like he's got the blight, you could do with a reminder that not everyone has abandoned him. And who's to say? Maybe one of your tales of adventure will cheer him up. I've got just the thing, though I have absolutely forgotten the names of everyone involved. I'm sure whatever you come up with will be fine, lad. Probably. Let me know how he's doing, alright? Even if he doesn't want to talk to me, I want him to have the people he needs, is all. Simon! Good to see you, glad to have you. And how are you this lovely day? Yeah, they're all very Yokotaro options. And I do feel like the spirit of some of these options definitely continues on. Like, they've, like, some of the choices we've had in Shadowbringers in general, and even in Endwalker, have kept that spirit up. That would be me. I have a decent amount of memory, except when it comes to names. Yeah. I feel that except for under very specific situations. Like, I really struggle to remember real people's names, but, like, movie and, like, specifically, like, 14 and certain IPs, I don't. It's very specific.
Konog is radiating an uncommon amount of heat. The many layers insulating his head probably aren't helping.
Sounds good, Simon.
Working and twerking.
Oh, of course he's a fucking redhead. Oh, god damn it, Yoko. Oh, I forgot. God damn it, Yoko Taro.
Anna, Konog, are you okay?
What?
You collapsed is what? You need rest. No, I'm fine. Got to find Anog.
For those of you who don't know, the idea of twins and redheaded twins in Yoko Taro's works is a repeating theme. And also themes of them usually having black and white color motifs. Also blonde twins is also a thing. It's a thing.
No. Anog wouldn't you want you running after her in your state?
Oh.
Anog. Anog.
Yeah, Popola Devil. Yeah, exactly, Infinite.
Anog. Poor guy. Wasn't enough to lose his sister once, but twice.
It's also really... The first time through I was really jarred by it, and this time through I find it actually almost like more fitting that Anog is just gone. Like there's not like a goodbye, there's not like a you get a final time talking to her. But like literally you'll notice if I went and talked to her that last time I knew that you saw her, and she just says like ... Like, and then she's just gone. You know, like there's no catharsis. And there's something about that's even like more gut churning, but also is like appropriate. Twins, am I right? Yeah. Yeah. Alfalfa hair. Let's dance in style. Let's dance for a while. Everyone can wait. We're only watching the skies. Anog seems to be sick. Konog seems to be sick. Konog collapsed! We need to do something about that favor. I think some of my wife's supplies of remedies survived. I'll go and see. You keep an eye on Konog. I probably forgot my own. Yeah. I have a really hard time with birthdays. I have a ridiculously hard time remembering like dates and people's birthdays in general. Hell, the only reason I can remember mine is because it's 9/9. You know. Worse with names. I generally have to ask for someone's name in response to them telling me their name. Yeah, Oblivion. I've definitely been there. Like and I definitely don't mind other people needing to ask mine multiple times or things in general because like there have been times I've known someone for like large swaths of time and just did not know their name because it's just like faces are enough and you can get by with it. Wicked White, where did he go? I know he wanted to search for Anog, but how did he even make it out of here? I would think willpower and hubris, but we can worry about that later. Damn it all! Let's go quickly! Thanks, Ray Ray. Yeah, Simon, feel free to ask me. I part of the reason we're going back through this is so I can elaborate for anyone who's confused on certain elements. You may have missed me explaining a couple things too earlier. We also have a playthrough of us playing through all of NieR Automata where I try to go over most of the questions that would have been asked for when you get to this point. Who's there? You. Yeah, Alara, I definitely feel that. We should ask around. Find out if anyone saw him or go past. Not that I expect they'll be too inclined to help. Still, any lady's better than none at all. I speak with my miners. You talk to whoever else. Come, Milkshake. We must bring the dwarves to the yard.
Lolly ho, have you seen anything to do with Konog? No, I haven't seen Konog leaving the village. Why? Finally realized he's no good to us and left, did he?
But without him or Anog, who's going to be held responsible for what happened?
They're collaborating here for one. Listen, outsider, you thought you were helping him, but now we're doomed! Have you seen Konog anywhere? No, Konog's gone missing too. We're dropping dwarves like ale from a leaky cask. Well, I'll help you find him. The matter of culpability is still unsettled, and I'll never get the villagers to agree on what's what if most guilty-looking parties up in Vantage. Have you seen Konog anywhere? A search for Konog, you say? That can't be easy. Those twins aren't really the sort to stand still. Wish I could help, but I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. Not more than usual, at any rate. Certainly no fever-addled dwarves. Ask me life about Elizabeth Bathory, and I can answer most questions. Ask me how to do division, and I got nothing. Lady, I'm gonna ask a question. You ever played Fake Go? Fake Grand Order? Yeah, I've definitely been. Yeah, Oblivion, yeah. When I was in school, I ran up across... Raven. Sorry not to laugh at you, but that's a little funny. Dez! Good to see you. Glad to have you. How you doing, man? How's you work currently? There are those stereotypical distant family members who get upset when you don't remember them because your only interaction was when you were an infant. Yeah. Yep. Oof. That's, I'm sure your earnest energy meant something. At least it would have to me. Wait, is it... You said the destination, but was that outside? I guess it was outside the tunnel. My bad. I mean, look, I know that we did content for both a patch 5.4 and 5.5 here for the setup, but I have to be, like, kind of impressed that there's well over an hour of content. I mean, we did, what, the warm-up till, like, 3:40, so it's... Yeah, it's been a solid, like, 80 minutes. We're not even to power yet. Oof, got a hipster-influenced car towed yesterday. It's the little things. Lolly, I thought I'd never escape. Oh, who knew the questioning every miner in Comra could be so time-consuming? I hope you weren't waiting too long. Did you learn anything useful? Not in particularly, other than they haven't forgiven him yet. Wish I could say I was surprised. My lot has also had some difficulty. Focusing on the immediate issue, but one of them did see Konog. It sounds like he was wandering in the direction of the crater. Again, we should search the area. Sounds like a plan. I'll head out there myself. I'm going with you too, lad. What's the big wheel? Some kind of machine? It's a stronghold. Technology from another world. Well, that doesn't sound good. Though I'm still more concerned about where Konog might have gone. I have a bad feeling. I know exactly where I found him last time. You think he's inside? He's probably not alone. Oh, here we go again. I'm ready to face whatever it is in there. Let's get this over with. The longer we wait, the more I worry. If anything in there needs defeating, I'll handle it, okay? I'm coming with you. I'll lay the dangerous bits to you, but I can't stand by and do nothing. Not anymore. I need to make sure he's safe. Please. Ray, did you ever find out how to get into tower for explore mode? Somewhat understandable. I like the chief, he's a good dude, yeah. I think that's an important part of, like... I don't think Yoko Taro games tend to work if they're just miserable.
or just funny, or just miserable and funny. I think you need like genuine heart, and that is why they work. Chief doing his best, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, frankly, every dwarf you've seen so far is just trying to do their best, right? You know, it would be nice if they retroactively added the, like, you know, the following around feature added for Endwalker into old stuff like this. Like, if the chief was following you around as you went through the bunker entrance and all this stuff. Now I'm just imagining playing the entire game, but like this in first-person mode. Like even trying to go through like a savage tier. No. Oh, well, I mean, Unsynced 04S. Yeah, I definitely can imagine that. The Unsynced, I definitely could do. For at least quite a few of them. I mean, I guess it depends. Maybe like an Unsynced Eden, maybe a little more struggle. But definitely be fun. I'd definitely be interested in trying that. A stream that's just everyone has to be in first-person mode and making it work. Or trying those VR mods that people have been making. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. I wonder what like the most disconcerting possible run would be, like a fight could possibly be. First person and drunk. Speaking of which, you guys funded the drinking stream, so me and NieR will be doing a drinking stream either next Sunday or the Sunday after that. I think the plan right now is to play Disco Elysium, as NieR keeps dreaming about it. Next week's Mount Farm first person only, yeah? Kind of fun. At this point, I hear Heart in Taro games is comparable to that of Sabik. At this point, Heart in Taro games is comparable to that of Sabik. I'm not sure I fully follow your point on that, in terms of like, because it's enigmatic, or? Dying gas in first-person VR would be terrifying. I'm down for that. Sorry for lagging behind, but I have to keep reminding myself not to get distracted. To tell the truth, I'm starting to understand the intrigue. You said that the place you found Konog before is through here? Yep.
Do a super chat, make others say weird shit, silly voice, because it makes them all happy. I get the boy, but he's upstairs sleeping.
Konog! Right, infinite? Or at least hungover. Oh, that feels safe.
Beings of this world, watch closely. Ah! What? There's no time! Destroy the sphere! Quickly!
Oblivion, thanks for the €2. Brian, good to see, glad to have you. Yes, Yukio, this is pretty normal for NieR or Drakengard. Yeah. Honestly, this has been pretty tame for NieR Drakengard so far. So far, pretty much everything has been an homage to NieR and Drakengard. This is bad. We have to get out of here. And there's the tower. The tower at Paradigm's Breach. Yes. Think about it this way. The body is not what the mind is, right, Yukio? So 2P is a byproduct of N2, which is a gestalt of the machine life forms, and that system basically breaking away from its initial, well, actually following its initial design and becoming, and basically it won its own war. And then needed to figure out something else to do, and the only way for it to evolve was for there to be conflict. Damn it, we're too late. And then it just got access now. It got access to the Seat of Destruction. What in the seven hells was that? I need an explanation, now. I know you're confused, but there's no time. We must destroy that sphere. 2P's plans are already in motion, and this whole world will be consumed. We won't let that happen. We came to save this world, and now we have a debt to repay. You saved 9S after all. And there's still so much here we haven't seen, right, 2B? Focus on the mission, Nines. Right. Leave it to us. It'll take everything we got to stop them. I believe we can succeed, but we'll need your help. Be ready. Fine, but I'll get my explanation yet. Agreed? Duly noted. I'm sorry, Chief. Can you look after Konog? You're sorry? Yes, of course. I'll carry him back and make sure he rests. You look after yourself now, and tell me what all of this is about later. No, this did not happen before those, Yukio. Unless it's a completely different route, it could only ever happen after. We make for the tower. As far as I'm concerned. Maybe there's an explicit... As far as I have played the game and am aware, unless it's just an alternate route ending continuation, this is to me probably just a continuation of E. Or something like that. It would have to be C or D or E. The tower at Paradigm's Breach, now accessible. Okay, I'm gonna come pick you guys up. I always forget who this fuck Sabik is. We don't know who Sabik is. We just know the Heart of Sabik is a black piece of Auracite that contains something very powerful. And we have not gotten an answer to it for years. And I've been pitching that we might get it in Pandemonium, and I was wrong so far. However, Yoshi P just said in an interview, may have implied that we're going to have some kind of answer soon. Ray, can you pass me the group so we can go ahead and get going into Tower Paradigm Screech? Thanks, Raven. I heard that the tower used to be a tourist attraction. Admission was only 20 cents a pair of dollars. Never changed, as. Anyone who wants to join, Ray will be forming the group at the treeing the Crystarium. And then she will be, and then I will be. Okay, and then Ray's gonna leave. And then do we have one other person who wants to join our group after Ray leaves? But yeah, for those of you who have played NieR, that tower should look familiar based on once you got to Route C. The Seed of Destruction basically has the power to create, right? So if 2P's trying to access the Seed of Creation and use that, well, there could be a problem. Okay, Umino's gonna join once Ray. You're forming your own party, right, Ray? Yep, thanks. So N2 is trying to do what exactly? Well, 1, find purpose, but 2, become more powerful, become more aware, become more stronger, to control the world, to destroy all worlds, to... I mean, it's kind of like Omega, but even more, but software instead of hardware? Might be a way to explain it. And also as an extension of the flower, it is in and of itself also just kind of inherently sort of sadistic. Assuming it is because the red eyes and the, logic virus kind of makes it a continuation of the function and purpose of the flower. And if you're wondering, what the fuck is a flower? Just go watch our streaming of NieR for the general explanation. Because it's a whole lot. So Skynet motivation. Yeah, it's basically a Skynet, but even more existential. Okay, Ray's gonna have to miss. Okay, I'm gonna ready up then. Okay, then we're good to go. Are you guys in? Doesn't look like anybody's in voice. I'm gonna go ahead and throw. Ooh. Umino is in here with me. If you guys want to, if you're in the party and want to be in part of the voice group, you can go ahead and join in, and I'll pull you into the voice group. Let's go tower. And if you like us, you could try to register as well. Okay, let's get Alara. Amp. Okay, cool. And then, okay, we have Amara, Kaida, Brooke, Alara, Barley. 1, 2,
Hello.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello. 3. Wait, are we missing? Do we only have 7? I know Bean can't because of headaches. Man, all 3 mods are having a day today. All 3 mods are out with some kind of headache. Dest, are you here? Did you want to join? Oh, I'm sorry, Tracy. Okay, we gotta... Oh, it says 27 minutes, but we're almost fully formed, so I think we're gonna be okay. Oh, and tower's up. I will try to do calls, though I may not be perfect. How do we join voice chat? Yuki, are you not? If you're not in the party, you don't join voice chat. It's only for the people who are in the party. Remember, it's just like how party chat works. They give me moral support together and watch from the sidelines. I'm sorry, what? Oh, is Yukio in the party? Oh, Kaida, right. Then yeah, you just go into general chat and I have to move you. Because I can't. The easiest way is for people just to already be in one of the voice chats. Because otherwise, people can just join in stream. All good, Oblivion. Sorry it took a while. And thank you, Laura. Barley, and then Yukio, remember, if you go in general, we can pull you in. So yeah, if you've played NieR, this should look very familiar as just almost identical to the tower itself, which makes sense as the physical construct is basically identical. Amp, just so you know, you're getting some click-through and some background noise bleeding through. Don't worry about it. There's no actual meaning behind anything. Machines do. It's locked. You need to destroy the obstructing consciousness from the inside the network. So basically, we're hacking in. Amp, can I get you to turn up your noise gate, or I may have to mute you? Thank you. Dakey, good to glad to have ya. This visual in the Razor, they are very pretty. They do a really good job of replicating the, Wait, the network is a place? This is the tower's network. It's a digital its digital consciousness are here. Use the pods. You first. To live is to know loneliness. To live is to know love. I'll live as many times as it takes. I'll die as many times as it takes. To know. To know. To know. Massive energy readings. Don't take your eyes off it. Get away from the center. Get together. Colossal, when hands are charged, it'll attack the sides. Get away from tanks. Self-replication. There's another on the side. You have to look for its attacks as well. So the one in front of us goes first, then the one to the side of us. Something's coming. Don't forget about the copy. So you want to be in the center first? You want to be in the center again. These things are gonna fire orbs, make sure to dodge them. Yukio, is everything okay? I'm noticing you're not doing attacks. Get away from the midpoint. You gotta look for the box. And then which way is getting pushed. So first the one we're facing is gonna attack. Then the one to our side. Okay, now move. Make sure you're getting pushed into the box. It's hexadecimal code. I wonder what it's saying. I'm sure someone's done taking that and actually like written it out. Same before. It's gonna be multiple. You have to look for which. There's 3 now though. First the one to our front, then our left, then our right. Stay in center. Then stay in center. Now move forwards. Remember, you want to get pushed. Okay, that was weird. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. I just had a lag spike, I guess. It said stream health's fine, so I guess it was just in game. And we are going slow on DPS. Get out of the center and avoid orbs. Get to the left or right. Raid wide. Remember to look at the numbers, and that's the order to move. So 1 to our front, 2 to our right, 3 to our left. First get to the sides, left or right. Then get in the middle. And then go forwards. One down. Good job, guys. Yeah, I guess it's just the game. I'm looking at like stream health and stuff. I'm not having any problems, but my game is like keeps having repeated lag outs. Stay focused. Still not enjoying the creepy voice. Thanks. They're all... No, I don't want to be alone. And so you weren't. Focus on the one that is the swords, not the shield. Do not attack the shield's sides. Raid Y coming out. Okay, there's multiple patterns that you can get. Be in the center and in the back. Close to them. Right now you can focus either. Probably focus Gretel. Focus Hansel once the lance comes up. Focus blue. Okay, get ready for another combo attack. Look for where the orbs aren't and get in line with that. And then get far away to the outside. Focus on Hansel. He's gonna have Lance. Raid wide. Another tandem attack, get ready. They're gonna swap places, so be in the back. Oh, that's not good. Well, fuck it. Oh, right, swap places, but they're still on the outside, so we're good. Okay, get ready. There's gonna be some spinning saw discs. You're gonna need to dodge those. But now they're also gonna combine that with an attack. Look which side their spear is on. Get away from that side. Focus on Gretel. Hansel's about to have shield. Raid wide coming in. This one's going to hurt. Okay, be on the outside, but be in line with where the orbs aren't. Focus on Gretel. Hansel's about to have shield. Careful with the saw blades. They're gonna go into the center. Focus on Hansel. Gretel's about to have shield. The reason you want to focus the open space for the shield away towards everyone is dancers and other AoE people. You don't want them to accidentally get hit by the bounce back. Okay, pay attention to the explosions, but also to what the duo do. Careful the buzzsaw and what their next attack is. Get away from the side their spears are on. Focus on Gretel. Hansel's about to have shield. Okay, now just focus Hansel down. And we're good. That was clean, guys. Good job. We're in. Let's go. Don't waste time trying to understand. We're here to kill the enemy, that's all. Here we go again. Hacking in 3, 2... So you're basically hacking into the locks in order to try and open up the door so you can get to the top of the tower. What the? What, aren't you enjoying yourselves? Here they come. Basically, this is just a trash phase, just like kill and avoid. Get behind him. And then once that goes off, you move to the next one. You just keep moving. If you have the red marker on it, you can also just stay still until it stops moving, because then people can just dodge away from it. N2, the red girl.
You'll never eliminate us.
you have a color right now it's just an AoE, but in the future you're going to use it to break boxes. Okay? Like right now. White breaks black, black breaks white. White blocks white. Same as before, just flip it. I believe that's a raid wide. One team's going to be pulled into the barriers. We're going to have to make sure they can get broken out. Use the white to block the meteor, but use black. Make sure you're standing behind a barrier. Raid wide. Get ready, there's going to be multiple clones of her that are going to spin around. You're going to have to rotate with them. You fight and you fight and you fight. You made that way after all. Jump scare. You have so little control over your nature. All you can do is watch as the world falls into ruin. Hacking minigame! Same as before. White breaks black, black breaks white. You have a button to be able to swap your color and a button to be able to shoot. Wave white. If you make sure your color match, you'll be able to not get hit. Wave black. And cleared. We made it. Maybe for waves it is. Wow. Either way. Not half bad. Raid wide. She's going to yank you with those chains. She's going to yank us in towards her. Make sure you don't end up in an AoE. Same as before, if you have a tether, she's going to yank you towards her. Make sure you're out all the way across the field and don't get pulled into an AoE. You can eat at least one, but try to avoid it. Raid wide. Raid wide. Barriers are going to spawn. Make sure to use them to block things based on the color. Block black with black. Raid wide.
Your little alliance is pointless. You'll never compare to us.
She's going to create the little girls. Make sure to rotate with them. She's also going to do the tethers, though. If you have a tether, you got to do it. You got to play by it as well. Break. And clear.
You probably think you're clever, but we've had just about enough.
Man, no tank here. Umino, when we get to the point where the cutscene plays, if you could do a ready check, and if you guys could cancel just to try and show people that we've got at least one cutscene, I'd appreciate it. Whatever they're planning, we need to stop them before it's too late.
I'm aware.
The tanks have seemed pretty pull happy, so I don't know if that's going to work, but we can try.
An elevator. We should be able to move it using this panel.
Looks like this goes all the way up. There's gonna be two robots. They've got an in the middle attack, and they've got a on the sides attack. You just gotta look for which one's which and dodge accordingly. Enemy units, 9S, cover on AUG.
Let your voices be heard.
Sides. Center.
Sing with me.
Sides. And then sides again, so you can get in the corners. Get in the middle. And get to the left or right of the middle. Oh, sorry, that was my bad. Bad call. Corners. avoid the laser blasts. Just avoid the balls. Okay, now you only have to watch for one attack. Raid wide. Get in the middle. Such delight. Did you have fun? Is that it? I'm not picking up any more hostiles. Oh, is everyone all right? You know what will happen to the sphere's creations when it's destroyed? There's no choice. We do it. And Og knows that means the death of her, seeing as she's one of them. Ready check when he can. What will it take for these things to die and stay dead? No! Stop them! And then N2 fused with the Sphere of Destruction, which has some negative consequences. John, love that smile. Same, Kevin. Good to see, glad to have you, by the way. Just like ending E, just like Drakengard 3. Born from a portal elsewhere. So this is a reference to Drakengard, NieR Automata, really, I mean, all of them, and Drakengard 3, the Intoners. I'm pretty sure that is aberration in hexadecimal, something like that. You will be among the first to see the new world. Destroy the target. That's close enough. An energy signal. Watch which way it turns. It's like a wheel. The way it rolls is the way it's gonna blast. You want to be on the, since it's rolling to the right, you want to be on the left. Same as before, but now on the other side. It's gonna blast in line with those arrows, so try to get out of the way where they're being set. But we still have some time. Why not enjoy it? The orbs are gonna fall down when they touch it, they blast a laser. Don't be in where the rings are when the orbs touch the ring. Look which it's gonna roll. You want to be on the left side. Spread. Same as before, try to avoid the arrows. Look way it's rolling, you want to be on the right. Same as before, the orbs will fall. Don't touch them. Don't be where the rings are when they touch. Fuck. Oh, we're good.
We've waited so long to throw these gates wide open.
Phase change.
Let the light in.
Where? Tokyo. A being born both N2 and of the flower and its destruction. It's manipulating the space around us. So many dreams slum through here. Look for the building and get away from it. It's gonna rise. Right below us.
Memory forms.
Look out for the green and red lights. Trains are gonna come through. We will soon knock danger the train. Roll. To ensure your safety, please, please, sigh. He's combining Japanese and English. Avoid like before. The main Final Fantasy theme.
Render all this meaningless.
Get midline with her. If she does the same rock attack but it looks different, be on the sides of her. This one, be on her sides. Okay, is this train? This is the rings. Make sure to look for the color in the center. And I believe you match. You need to match wavelengths, yeah, to create interference. So make sure you're aimed black to black, white to white.
find out how lowly you are.
Get close to it, but not directly under it. It's gonna knock you back. Same as before. Then get out of the shadows. Okay, she's gonna summon little girls. They're gonna blast orbs from where the train is. Make ready to dodge them, and eventually she's gonna do that plus the ring color thing together. Feel free to limit break at will. Again? Make sure to look for color. You want to match black to black, white to white. Be on her sides. Good job. Avoid arrows and limit break at will. Heavy arms, get to her sides. Look for the track that has a red line on it. Good limit break. Orbs just like the first phase, but mixed with the train. Raid wide. Doing great, guys. Look for the building. God, the thing rises fast. Avoid the orbs. Be on her sides. Raid wide. And we're clear. Good job, guys. Excellent job. David, good to glad to have you. Yeah. It's a wonderful song, combination of Kaine Salvation and the main Final Fantasy theme. Umino does. Tower Paradigms breached, complete. I will go ahead and I will pass on minions and stuff, because I'd much rather you guys get a chance. And I do not think I will be using the haircut, so. That said, I will roll on the Orchestrion. Because we do have the house. Give that monk a calm. Monks love calms. If you enjoyed the stream and aren't a member of our Discord, why not come join us? https://discord.gg/discord.gg/Eorzean archives. Thanks, Raven. I won Kine, but I already have it. Do you want me to give it to you? Check if there's anyone in our group who wants it more first. Cause I mean, like, I'm sure I could always have someone else put the music on if need be. We can't let it keep opening. Back me up here, 2B. What are you doing? I'll help you. From the other side. Take care of Konok. I just had thought of a really interesting point, actually. Alert. Unit 2B and 9S vital systems offline. Save data found in memory regions. Initiating playback. This is Yorha Unit 2B recording. We discovered that our enemies, the white-clothed androids, the tower, that colossal girl, came from that white orb, as did 9S and I. It's a gate between worlds, and its purpose is to destroy this one. As long as 9S and I are on this side, it can never be closed. We have to go. But we'll save the memories of our reunion, and of the time we spent in this world with you. Some things are just too precious to lose. So, thank you. Playback ended. So the Seed of Destruction acted as a gateway, and because of that, I mean, now that the Seed of Destruction is gone, effectively NieR's not going to probably re-engage with the world at all. Especially if the, well, I mean, how did the Seed of Destruction get there in the first place if it got there by the same minute? Well, you could argue that this is a very finite way to say, like, okay, the Year universe will never re-engage with the 14 universe. If you, I'm sure you could bullshit away around that. People slowly fade in the back of the tea tree, yeah. I just remember something. I put the Gaia minion when I finished Eden, currently testing if her and Reen interact on your island. I wonder if they do. I don't know. Simon, did you say you had a question? Because we're probably getting close to the end, so. Lolly, the sacred shit out of me, scared the shit out of me, ho! The tower just up and disappeared. It sort of folded in on itself in the blink of an eye. Glad to see that you're safe, though. So yeah, I wonder if Rary, if you're still here, I wonder how you would even explore it, seeing as the tower disappears. So, what happened in there? I'm not sure if you believe me if I told you, but insert the entire bullshittery that just happened. Well, I won't pretend I understood half of that. Can't say metaphysics is my area of expertise. Still, I knew those androids in white and their weird orb were trouble.
And you're saying that you gave them what for, so they won't be coming back, which is good, right?
Yeah, I think for the most part.
Glad to hear it. Thanks for risking your neck for us. Where's Anog, though? And your android friends, for that matter. Seems like they should have come back with you.
I'm sorry, but they're gone.
No, but why? It just don't seem fair. I was holding out hope, you know, that everyone would be fine and life would go back to normal. I should have known better, sure, but someone will need to tell the villagers again. As for Konog, can you speak with him? I managed to talk him out of running back in there as soon as he woke up, but this might be better coming from you. Or maybe I'm just a coward.
That was cute.
You're back, but where is everyone else?
Well, here, let me explain.
No, she can't be gone. She wouldn't leave me forever. Because if she did, there'd be no one left who...
I know. I'm sorry.
A letter from Anog. Konog, I've been to another world. I've seen it. Oh. What does she mean? The world, they're constructs? That's hardly a reason to run off on her own. She could have... I would have... I have something I need to do, so... That watch belongs to the chief's wife. I found it when I was clearing the rubble earlier. It was broken, but I went ahead and fixed it. She'll probably like it back, so can you give it to the chief for me?
I think they'd be happier if you delivered it yourself.
I can't. I need to... Never mind. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I appreciate all you've done for us. If only I was as strong as you are. Have a good day, Mango.
Maybe someday.
How did it go? Eh? Something for the missus. Eh? Wicked White, we thought this was gone for good. She'll be glad to have it back. That's all she has left of her parents. Why did Konog come in person, though? He must know we'd want to thank him.
He said he had something to do. I'm not sure what.
No, not him, too!
It seems that you once again have cause to comfort a distraught dwarf.
Boogly boogly boo ba-doo. He left a letter of farewell. He's gone. I wish I could have done something. Anything. We lost them both, and it's our own fault. We drove them to this. This can't be right. Well, what do you plan to do about it? I don't know what I should do. I don't know how to make things right, but villagers need to understand that we can't keep on like this. They might be better listeners now that they don't have to live in fear anymore. If they can't believe that's the case, that is. Would you mind sticking around? It'll seem more credible coming from the both of us. I'm here for as long as you need me. I know you would be. You're always willing to do what needs doing. I'm ready to do my part too. Wait here. Oh, there have been some people who've tried to ape, like, our position. You know, or been frustrated that we're able to just overcome while they feel powerless. But I feel like part of the story always ends up being either about them utterly being able to contend with that, or about overcoming that feeling, right? Slowly translating the hex from Knave of Hearts. The first message is in distant memory. Ooh, thank you, Summit. Now that you're all here, I have an important announcement. Elio has put an end to those machines and their plot. Whoa! Doomed? No more. That means the danger's past, but more importantly, that it's time we look to the future. We need to come together. Hold your iron frogs. Even if those things are gone, this ain't over. The culprit needs to be brought to justice. How can you expect the people to move forward if we don't set an example? That's right! We need to see the consequences! Death! Mutilation! Yeah! Mutilation! Do you really? Yes! We need to talk them down or we'll never get anywhere with this. Bloodthirsty bastards. And I'll just put through portal, right? Does that mean that NieR FF crossover confirmed? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it was always, yeah, because if I don't see dwarves in the next NieR game, I'll be very disappointed in Yoko Taro. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to there at least be a nod. It also, the question is, because of the way she goes in and being a byproduct of the Seed of Destruction, is it quite possible that she might exist in a different form? Maybe. Also, V, good to see, glad to have you. Know you're feeling under the weather. Glad you could join us. The most prudent course is to cooperate with Glag and rid the village of the guilty party. Then everything else would be as it was. Is it really prudent to follow harm with cruelty? If it weren't, Glag wouldn't have suggested it. He's the elder. He knows how things work. If not, then, well, no. Don't be ridiculous. Justice should be swift and decisive. I say nothing is so satisfying as the headsman's axe coming down. Hey, we were talking about execution. Clearly there is a headsman axe on the first. And if it comes down on the wrong person, justice isn't about personal satisfaction. At least we'll be able to put this mess behind us. Forget the whole thing. Can't think about it anymore. I just can't. All we need to do is 1 or 2 people to take the blame. Then the rest of us can get back to our normal lives. You build your lives by destroying others. Planning to volunteer? Wouldn't you? The way I see it, anyone here would throw you at the eaters in a heartbeat for their own gain. You or me. Those backstabbers. The sooner we do away with the culprit, the sooner we can all relax. You know I'm right. Glad thinks so too. The blame could have just as easily fallen on someone you love. Ha! That ploy won't work on me. I don't have anyone to worry about. No family, no friends, no lovers. I don't have anyone. I only need to do what Glag says, right? Then he won't blame me. Whatever happens, it won't be my fault. No, this is a choice you must make, not him. But then it'll be my responsibility, no matter what happens. Someone else Someone else should be the one. Well, they settled down a bit at least. Thanks for that. Still sober, eh? Then I'll ask. What do you reckon we should do? Stop this nonsense before it's too late. Maybe the outsider's right. We'll never agree on who should take the blame for the attack, which means the real problem is Glag. I did feel a lot more confident before he started telling us to listen to others' perspectives.
He's been trying to turn us against each other, but he's the elder. Shouldn't he have seen our village fiery destruction by skybound machines coming?
Someone slap a dwarf. What? No! No one could have foreseen this. No matter how wise they are, or how hard they try, no one's right every time. We've all made mistakes here, believe me. Anog, Konog, Glag, the whole lot of you, and me. All of us. We've failed each other. Alas, there he goes again. Yeah, and then what? How much you consider Sinnoh Alice? How much you consider NieR reincarnation? Like, it gets into a whole fucking thing. So, the thing I'll say is that because the portal's closed and the Seed of Destruction no longer exists on the first, I would presume that the possibility of any cross connection is kind of closed off. But there may be something I'm not thinking about, or you know, it's Yokotaro. He'd find a way to bullshit it. I mean, the fact that the Seed of Destruction ended up on the first to begin with means that there was some way that happened. Lale, sorry you had to see that hoe. I may not be cut out for public speaking. I won't give up on putting Conra back together, though, in whatever way I can. I don't know what we should have done, but there's nothing for it but to try and do better. Day by day, moment by moment. Day by day, moment by moment, step by step. I admit, I feel better knowing you'll be around. Pardon me. I was thinking about what you said, and I realized I probably haven't been the most helpful. I'm choosing to try harder from now on, so if you need another pair of hands... You're more than welcome to join us. Though I'd say we're all past dues for our little breather after all that's happened. Take a rest. Chief's orders. Understood. I'll just be over there, then, with my thoughts. Yes, not a problem. He's a little odd, but he's got the spirit. I look forward to putting the both of you to work. At your earliest convenience, of course. You guys, I forgot how freaking aggravating the dwarves are. Dwarven politics always messy. Yeah. I mean, hey, Lalathali, no different. In distant memory, once we were one. People need people. Still you take and take. In distant memory, once we were one. People need people. Still you take and take. That seems pretty on point, especially for what Hansel and Gretel represents, and also what one of the white androids would have been continuation of N2, and N2 was multiple splits, but once they were one. Yeah, I don't know. Lolly, thanks again for offering to help us rebuild our village. Oh, so are you rested and ready to begin the work? There's no time like the present. Wonderful. I can't tell you how reassuring it is to have you with us. Now, to begin with, we need to discuss how we're going to tackle our task. That we are. If we could join our nervous friend over there, I'll be along after I see to some preparations. But it reads reasonable. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know that even unless like there would be like a pluralization like making the difference. I can't imagine there'd be a big shift. What? It's come, my dome! It's come, my dome! Oh, it's just you. Sorry for it to happen. So, is it time to rebuild? That is. Indeed, it is. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get right to it. I have an idea that I want to run by the two of you. In order to rebuild, we're going to need lots of supplies and willing hands, neither of which we have a whole heap of at the moment. But then I thought, what if we availed ourselves of the technology used by the machines? With the wealth of parts they left behind, we have all the materials we need to rebuild and upgrade our automata to do the work. Not only would it be practical, since we've been using the force behind our destruction from our salvation, it's also poetic. No, you're good for your question. Yuki, what's up? Start the question, but what would the world NieR be like after Route E? I know it's up to interpretation, but what it would be like. I mean, the world would probably begin to either heal or there would be just... I mean, I think the specifics aren't the point, which you're getting at, right? I think it's just you would have the machines and the androids trying to find a way forward into a different world. You know? Things would be different, but it would be about moving on. You know? Like, take and take. Was the first thing I put in the placeholder, but obviously it seems more reasonable. Yeah, take and take, definitely. For your part, Elio, I'd ask you to venture into the tunnels and gather those items which might be useful. Whatever you find, you can bring to our friend here. He'll examine the object to see how they might be put to use. Lally doom ho! And that's about it. So, what do you think? Sounds like a plan. Good, good. With this, the rebuilding can finally commence. We'll prove to everyone that you can't keep us dwarves down. Except maybe with copious amounts of grog. That's been an issue, historically. Well, I'd best be getting back to my post. Without someone breathing down their necks, our miners are liable to stand around with their thumbs up their arse. If you have any questions, you can direct them to our friend here. Between you and me, we're probably doomed to fail. But if it's going to happen anyway, there's no point in delaying it. That's to say, if you're ready to begin, then so am I. Oh, the sun came out at the right time. Yukio... Yeah, well, and Pascal may or may not be around, depending on how that goes. But the point of that, the fact that Pascal came to be in the first place is kind of the point. So invariably, there would be another Pascal, if not Pascal themselves. Lend your aid to help the dwarves of Comra rebuild their home. Simon, you still around? Did you guys still have your question? Because this is now just the, like, weekly thing, so we won't be able to do all of this on stream. Ready to go to your doom? Go to work, are you? Good, good. As per Chief's instructions, your task is gathering items the machines left behind that might prove useful for rebuilding the village. Do you know any suitable places for this? The machines have a base deep within the tunnels. Oh, ho, ho, that sounds perfectly forbidding. While you're out there searching, I'll get my tools ready for dismantling. I look forward to seeing the spoilers of your foray. But I think, Yukio, I think emphatically the impression is that that future is possible, though it might not be easy, right? I don't think you can see the end of the storyline since it's a weekly thing, but you did explain the ending of the NieR in stream. I didn't watch that since it's my bucket list. But did you explain the ending of it in the NieR stream? It's been so long since I've watched it, I don't even remember. Okay, I don't remember when this happens, but the part where they're in the Eorzean slums and they find her stuff. Eorzean slums, and they find her stuff. Is that from whence the hearts leads? Must be finished with the dig site chief, not quite down yet. The chief informs you of a curious rumor the Dwarven automata have been spotted about Yulmore of late. Yeah, okay, so that's the final quest for this, yeah. So, let's go up, let's see if we can find someone who, like, played through it, and we'll watch theirs. I don't see a lot of people who have it recorded. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I really just... I don't... actually know if on my main I even actually did that quest. I think it may be one of the things I never actually finished off. So that maybe that's why I haven't seen it. I'll see if I can find it real quick. Someone who's recorded it. But if I can't, I do have the text for it. And we can go ahead and watch that. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. There is a code. So this is a person named Axis Koi. They seem to have it. So we're gonna go ahead and I'll get it set up for watching. And Access, wherever you are, I appreciate you deeply for having this up so that we can listen to it. Lolly, oh, let me make sure. Yeah, we can see. Lolly, I can't thank you enough. Ho! Cumra's looking like its old self again. Better if we're honest. You can see that for yourself, though. So let me tell you something you don't know. I hear the automata a Dwarven make have been spotted about Yulmore late. Signature frog motif and all. Now, where would the city folk have gotten their hands on artisanry like that? We certainly have been peddling them outside to outsiders. You aside. I can't think of one dwarf who might be, though. One with the right skills and little else to his name. Konog. If it is Konog, well, I have a lot to say to him. I'm sorry, for starters. And it'll be nice if it could say how far we've come. The new Cumra. I'd like to think he'd be happy here. Basically, he spent the past time like rebuilding things, making things nicer in Cumra, fixing up the devastation from when the androids attacked. Anyway, seeing as you're the worldly sort, I doubt you'll have too much trouble picking up his trail in Yulmore. Let me know what you find. I've got gold! I've got jewels! I've got gold-plated jewels! What about dwarves? Not interested in my wares. Pity. I didn't see a dwarf in black, though, yes. Odd little fellow. Came selling one of those god contraptions. Not quite my personal taste. What a rare find, to be sure. He placed an order as well. Paid in advance. Say, if you're looking for the chap anyway, would you save me some time and take it to him? He mentioned that he was sleeping down in the derelicts. Odd lad. As I said, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the place. But fortunately, he drew a map to his preferred hovel. Yeah, I definitely don't think I finished this on my main. That's so crazy at it. And the green eyes. Wait just a little longer, Anog. With the machine's technology, I can bring you back. I will. It's interesting that he's a Dunes folk, too. And that those came to be on the first. Oh, there's no long history of Lalafell going hardcore into books and study and doing terrible things. Oh, Lord. I'll make it work. I will. I will. Oh, buddy. I can't. I can't.
I'm not good enough. Never good enough. I can't. Anog, I can't do this. Huh? Oh,
They would use this music.
you're such a crybaby.
Those fuckers.
Anog? The one and, well, suffice it to say that I'm back. Thanks to your hard work and my innate genius, of course. Anog, I had nowhere to go. I'm all alone. That was before. You have me now. And don't you dare say we have nowhere to go. There's a whole world waiting for us, Konog. Allied with Anog versus Konog. Oh, interesting. Oh, it tells you the breakdown of who chose who. Most people chose Anog by a lot. Yorha, Dark Apocalypse. The end, ending E. Wait, did they not? Is there an interactable object and they just didn't? No? Lolly, don't keep me in suspense, ho! Did you find Konog? I found his workshop, but I don't know where he went. That's disappointing. Still, I appreciate you letting me know all the same. What's that you have there? Some kind of fancy mead. Konog, but what's it for? Aside from the obvious, I mean. I think you'd appreciate if you passed it on to the woman who was injured. I will. I only wish things had turned out like this. What happened to the village was bad enough, but then everyone was at each other's throats, and Aud and Konog gone. Don't even get me started on the Glag debacle. I keep turning it over in my mind, and I see nothing but the mistakes we made, and I wonder, how can any of us be sure that we won't make a mess of it again? Maybe we can't. Maybe we just try to remember every single day how bloody wrong we probably are, and we learn to live with that. Maybe that's all we can do in the end. The only answer that we get. And that's it.
Oh, look where... oh, how appropriate for all of you guys. Okay. Poor Konog, yeah. Night, Tracy! Nope, nothing bad could have happened. Poor Konog. Konog got so obsessed he transformed from dwarf into Lalavel. He's gonna go nutty if he's not careful. Or to hell if my joke is really sad scene, yeah. IFF gotta do me like this? Yeah. Elio, what the heck is this? This is the post-quest. This is, if you complete, after a couple weeks of doing the quest for the dig site and repairing the city, you go and find, that you get that cutscene. Spoilery for NieR? Yeah, maybe. So I guess I'm wondering what your interpretation of that ending is. My interpretation is that is ambiguous as hell. A literalist standpoint of that is how? How would have Konog or Anog have possibly done that? And why? She said like through his efforts, but he didn't. What did he do? You know, all he did was research. He didn't. I think a literal interpretation, or not even literal. I think a uncharitable interpretation is that not good. That is Anog was not there, and. But I think a more hopeful one is maybe somehow, some way it worked. Somehow, some way that was her there. I don't want to say it's choose your own ending, but it really is. You kind of got to decide for yourself, because there is no real two ways about it. I don't think you can emphatically say that one way or another it decided for you. I don't think that there's reason to support the fact that the seed of destruction is on the first to begin with means crazy things are possible. Even without it, somehow there could have been a gateway opened. Somehow that got here, but by the same token, is it likely? Doesn't seem like it. For some reason, this ending is sadder. I don't know that it's sonder. It's melancholy a bit, but things are better for the dwarves. They found a way forward. And one way or another, Konog believes he found his sister. I was thinking, is the bad ending rip them to them kind of ending? Yeah, I think... I don't know that I ever want to know for sure, but I think you could definitely make an argument either way. Also, the fact that this is called The End and ending E was in brackets makes me think that pretty explicitly this is a continuation of ending E, unless they, again, release some sort of light novel as an alternate. And I swear to God, there's something like that they did, like a ending E light novel thing. There's something like that. Lost World is a short story novella included in the text of Grimoire and NieR, set 3 years after ending D. That's for Replicant. No, I swear to God there was one for Automata. Whatever. Fundamental point is the same. Alright, my earbuds are dying. Have a good day, Simon! We're actually going to start wrapping up, so I'm going to head back to the Crystarium tree. Thank you, everyone, for joining so much in. V or Bean or Ray Ray, I think whichever one of you guys are around. I know V, you're at least around. If you want to start doing our wrap-up stuff in Magoos. But yeah, I definitely think that I like the NieR Automata story. I still understand the ways in which... I understand why people who don't want NieR in their 14 are frustrated with Dark Apocalypse. I really am, because I still am sympathetic to that. However, especially replaying it, the amounts to which you can really cordon it off and really not have to worry about it and really make it, and it still works just fine, is really stunning. So, was the include Type Archivist? Well, we don't have those yet, but sign up for our Patreon anyways at www.patreon.com/Eorzean. Thank you very much, Bean. Do you enjoy the written word? And you want to get lore, like all that lore goodness that is in the written format? NieR writes lore entries for the Eorzean Archives website that we have. In theory, it's a good ending. Komura's restored, Konog found his sister, but the sheer amount of caveats in those 2 points. Well, and even assuming that Konog did find his sister, right? You have to assume that. But, you know, the story in NieR is always about there's struggle to get to that. There's all, like, existence is a struggle, right? yeah, check out Ray Ray's archive series and all their goodies on Eorzean Plus. Do you guys want to see the boy before we head out? I can go get the boy. People want the boy. Okay, cool. I'll go get him. Like the Scion mark? Well, probably not, because those are for graduating the studium. Being considered a archon. If that's what you mean, the archon tattoos, and those don't have to be on the neck; they can be anywhere. Heck, you could in theory have an archon tramp stamp. Louis Swa had it on his forehead. So no, I wouldn't expect to be able to get those. But I mean, they've done weird things in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did give it to us. But I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's likely. You're being very good. Yeah, you definitely get a treat. Good job. Rub that tongue. Good job, buddy. He is a very, very good boy. Okay. Well, we got through NieR today. It's surprising that one section took that long, man. I mean, like, I guess, you know, a lot of story. In some ways, I wish Myths had actually that much story, especially with how important Myths is. Yeah, it's strange to me that it seems like almost that the Dark Apocalypse has almost the most amount of story at all. Well, no, because with all the side quests and stuff, I feel like Evil East is actually probably longer. Although the shortening of it probably helped. Imagine a long questline in Studium about preparing your Archon study and presenting it to the professors. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if there was a place that you would have expected that kind of thing to exist, it would have been finishing all of those and then getting it as a style option. But hey, you know, the future is still bright. Maybe someday we could get it. Any final questions before we start heading out? Otherwise, I will call it. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today. It was very, very lovely to have you. I know that yeah. Thank you for streaming, Elio. I hope everyone has a great day or night. You too, Deathberry. Well, with all that said, then, I have been Elio Forsteron. Don't forget that we have stream tomorrow. Every Monday, Tuesday we stream, starting at 3 p.m. CST. This Wednesday, we're not gonna have a video out because I'm putting out our video for this week is going on Saturday because this is our April Fool's Day video. And let's just say I hope you guys like it.
I'm maybe not the best singer when it comes to singing in Gobby speak. However, let's just say, hopefully the funniness of it will bypass the questionable singing.
But yeah, have a great night, everyone. See you next time.